was nothing in it! I tricked you! I tricked you. What's up, guys? Fears. Audience. Audience. Yes, you. You right there. You. You. Fears. Audience. Fears. What's up, you guys? The main man, Fears, is here. The host with the most. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. For the last 2 days, I've felt horrible. Things have not been good. Things have not been good at all. And I feel way better. I'm going into work tonight. Whew! I was not feeling good at all. Not at all. Anyway, let's get this live going. So much to talk about. So much to talk about. I've got so much to talk about. And some of it's good, some of it's bad. But not too bad. But anyway, let's get it going here. All right, here we go. All right, let me switch it from top chat to live chat. There we are. I'm going to start the chat. Thank you for the likes. I'm going to be like, yo. So I started the chat. I put yo in the chat. Something is missing, though. Something is missing. I need Z Coffee. Z Coffee. I need it right now. Coffee. Where are you? It's actually brewing right now, but I think it stopped brewing, so I think the coffee is ready to go. So I'm going to grab my coffee. You guys listen to this wonderful music while I grab my coffee, and then we'll get a moseying. All right, here we go. Let's see. What music should I pick? Yep. Hang on. Yep. Okay, hang on. All right, hang on. Let's see here. I think Street Hawk will be appropriate.
This is Jesse Mock, an ex-motorcycle cop injured in the line of duty. Now a police troubleshooter. He's been recruited for a top-secret government mission to ride Street Hawk, an all-terrain attack motorcycle designed to fight urban crime, capable of incredible speeds up to 300 miles an hour. Only one man, Federal Agent Norman Tuttle, knows Jesse Mock's true identity. The man, machine, Street Hawk.
Oh yeah! Street Hawk, baby! Gotta love some 80s shit garbage Street Hawk. You gotta love it. I got Z Coffee. I thought I would use my Flintstones cup. I haven't used my Flintstones cup in quite a while. There we are. All right, let's rock. So, guys, what's up? Fears is here. I'm feeling, like I said, I'm feeling way better. I got my new shirt on. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling way better. I mean, way better. Things have just not been good the last couple of days. With the hurricane started and my stomach killing me. I mean, it was bad. But I'm going to get into it. But I just hope you guys are having it. If you guys live in the Florida area, my prayers and blessings are sent to you. People have already started to prepare. It's supposed to touch down pretty much any waking moment, you know. I mean, they said sometime tonight. It's been raining a lot. thunderstorms. I mean, it's drizzling outside, but I mean, it's pretty much been raining all day. High winds. The streets are a mess with like palm tree leaves everywhere, all over the street. So it's pretty nuts. All right, I'm going to tell Visions that I'm live. Yo! I am live, buddy. So come and hang out when you can. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Gung. Bung. Chung. Dung. There it is. All right. Well, if Hung Bung Chung Dung does not get Visions here, I don't know what will. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was a lot. That was Hung Bung Chung Lung Rung Rung Sung Dung. I mean that's going nuts. I mean, that was just going a little nuts. All right. Anyway, let's get a moseying, shall we? So anyway, I just wanted to thank all the fans for all the love and the support, guys. For not only being amazing fans, but Fears has not been feeling good on Monday or Tuesday. Finally, I feel better. I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm going to have dinner right after this live. I just wanted to say thanks for all the love and the support and the blessings and the prayers, because I was not feeling good at all on Monday. Not feeling good at all on Tuesday. I mean, when I say I was puking my brains out, I mean, I was puking up a storm. It was bad. It was very, very bad. Very bad. Anyway, updates. I've already started to prepare for the hurricane. And then more bad news. Last night I was supposed to go into work, right? I don't know why this happened. So it was one disaster after another. I get to my car, I turn the key, and it won't start. And I'm like, you have to be shitting me. So I couldn't go into work a third time because the battery died. I guess it was just an old battery. And and when I went to AutoZone, they said, oh, well, that happens. They said, you haven't bought a battery in 3 years. They said, it just was... by chance, it broke down last night. I said, it was fine, last Sunday when I went to church, right? Because I went to church, everything was fine. Totally fine. And they're like, it probably died somewhere between church and yesterday. And I was like, oh, okay, So early this morning, I had to get up, go to AutoZone, get it fixed because they said some businesses are closing down. So they said you may want to get it fixed because I don't know if my boss said once the hurricane touches down, he's going to let me know later on tonight whether to come into work or not. So as far as I know, I'm going into work tonight. So that was like $148 to down the drain to get my battery, to get the old battery like pulled out, new battery put back in, right? So already this morning I spent this morning I spent $200 because I spent $148 on getting that battery installed. So I have a new battery, so I'll be able to get to work tonight. Then I spent another $100. I'm sorry, $110. So total this morning I spent $200. Then I spent $110 on hurricane supplies. I bought more water. Not that I needed any more water. I had plenty of water in my fridge, but I bought extra water just in case. I bought extra batteries. I already have flashlights. I've got a pocket knife. I've got an emergency medical kit. You know that red duffel. I'm sorry, not duffel bag. That red backpack that I showed you guys last year. It's basically an emergency kit. It's got emergency water in there. It's got food in there, and the food will last up to 10 years. So I won't have to replenish that for 10 years. It's got glow sticks in there. I already had glow sticks, but now I've got extra in there. It's got an emergency whistle. Like, let's say you're trapped in a house, you can use the whistle to sound for help. It's got a raincoat in there. It's got, oh God, it's got all sorts of medical and emergency supplies. So I took that out of the closet and put it in my room. So it's right near my bed. So if the hurricane touches down, which it's going to touch down later, I can run in there, grab my supplies that I need, and hightail it out of there, So, and I've been watching online. They said it was just supposed to be a tropical storm, but now it's went to DEFCON 3. DEFCON 3. So that's not too bad. It's right in the middle. It's not too bad, but it's not light. They said, they said it was supposed to touch down in Tampa, but they said the same thing last year. They said last year it was supposed to touch down in Tampa, and it hit only a brief section of Tampa, and it hit Destin, and it hit a bit of Orlando, and it hit Daytona. So this time they said it's supposed to touch down in Tampa, so that's only an hour and probably 20 minutes away from me. So yeah. Well, without traffic, an hour. With traffic, an hour and like 20 minutes, something like that. And they said it's got up to level 3, and because it was only supposed to be a tropical storm. They said it'll barely hit Florida. Then they switched their mind. So it was supposed to be a tropical storm with heavy winds, heavy rain. Now it's moved from a tropical storm to level 3. So that's like right in the middle. It's not bad, but it's not horrific. It's right in the middle. But some people are still like trying to survive last year's hurricane. When I went to get hurricane supplies, I saw people with tarps over their roof. You know why? Because they haven't got their roof fixed from last year. So people are still trying to get stuff fixed and ready to go from last year. So my heart goes out to all the people that lost their lives last year in the hurricane and who got hurt and it affected their homes and their families. Thank God Casa de Fears was all right. Thank God. I only lost power twice. The first time I lost power last year was for 10 seconds. So that's no big deal. The second time I lost power for about an hour and a half, so I had a flashlight on. I cracked some glow sticks. So I really didn't have to buy much supplies. I rebought a few things. Really, the only thing I bought was some extra batteries, food, and extra water. Because I already had my emergency medical kit. I had a pocket knife. Actually, I've got 2 pocket knives now. I've got the MacGyver knife, and I've got the MacGyver knife. Oh yeah, and I've got oh, I have a pocket knife that came with one of those watches that I bought. So I'm pretty much prepared. I'm pretty much well prepared. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock. Because if you don't use the supplies from last year, obviously you can use the supplies this year. So yeah. Yo, Triple, what's up? Triple says, fears. Seems like you're feeling better. I'm feeling way better, buddy. Way better. It sucks that I had to not go to work. So I missed a 3rd day of work last night because my fucking car would not start. I turned the key, not once, not twice, but 20 times. I tried to get that biatch to start 20 times, and the fucking battery died. And I was like, son of a bitch. So I had to call my boss. He understood, though. I thought I was going to be in hot water. And he goes, Fears, what's going on, man? And I said, look, man, I like to work. He goes, yeah. He goes, that's why I'm wondering, hey, what's going on? He goes, usually you're real dependable. I said, I am. I said, I'm real dependable. And he goes, I understand. He goes, just tell me what's going on. Because he's pretty reasonable. And I said, dude, I wasn't feeling good on Monday. I wasn't feeling good on Tuesday. And I said, I was planning to come to work last night. And he goes, yeah, what happened? I said, remember I called you? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I remember. And he goes, but tell me the whole story. And so I told him the real story. And the whole story. And I said, my car broke down. I said, it wouldn't turn over. And he goes, did the battery die? I said, that's what I'm thinking. And he goes, well, make sure you get all your hurricane stuff early in the morning because he goes, the store's going to be absolutely crazed. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, I know. I said, I remember last year. And he goes, also get a new battery. So literally, I set my alarm clock. I woke up at 7 this morning because AutoZone, I believe, opens up at 8 o'clock. So I went to McDonald's, got a coffee, got a sausage biscuit, just sat in there for about an hour, and then hightailed it over to AutoZone, got it fixed, and I said, hey, how long will it take to install a battery? He goes, 20? He goes, maybe 20 minutes? I went, perfect. And I said, how much? He goes, it's probably going to be around, he goes, have you shopped here before? I said, oh, yeah. I said, I've shopped here tons of times. And I said, not for a while, but I said, I've shopped here tons of times. And then he goes, give me your name. So I gave him my last name because they have all my information in their computer. I said, here's my number. Here's my last name. And he's like, oh, yeah. He goes, yeah. He goes, you shopped here 3 years ago. So it's been a while since I've shopped here. But I do shop there. Because he was looking it up. He said, he goes, I see that you shop here all the time for like small things. I said, yeah. I said, I buy small things for my car to maintain the. And I said, but the last major purchase was 3 years ago. I said, I had to buy another battery. So 3 years ago is when I had. He goes, yeah. He goes, those batteries in Florida only last 3 or 4 years because in a hot climate, I'll give you an example. In Missouri, I would only have to rebuy my battery once every 9 to 10 years because it's not that hot in Missouri, It's, for the most part, it's pretty cold in Missouri. The only time it gets hot in Missouri is June, July, and August. That's it. He goes, you make a good point. And I said, oh yeah. I said, I know. I said when I went to film school in Arizona, it's even hotter there. And I had to buy a new battery for my car, not all 4 years, but I had to buy it 3 years in a row. The last year, my graduating year, I guess my battery was fine, and I drove my car back to, Missouri and everything, and I graduated and everything was hunky-dory. And he goes, so it just depends on the heat and the temperature and all that. He goes, probably, it was just darn luck that it broke down. I went, yeah. And he goes, did you try to kick it over? I said, oh, I tried. I tried like 20 times. So that was another reason, Triple. But I am going to work tonight. I swear to God. So I told my boss, I said, I will be there. I said, I feel better. I said, I have a new battery in my car. So unless something catastrophically happens bad, I'm going to work because I haven't worked since last Friday. So I had Saturday, Sunday off, my normal 2 days off, and then Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday. So I'm going in. So I know this week's paycheck is going to suck because I'm only going to work Thursday, I'm going to work Friday, and then it'll be the weekend. But hopefully next week will be a lot better. But I'm telling you, when that Crohn's kicks in, guys, oh my God. So my boss understood. Triple says, you sound well, you sound great, you sound fantastic. Well, thank God for that, buddy. Thank God for that. Yo, bro, I love your intro song. Well, I can't take credit for that. That is all Randy. That's all Randy. So I asked Randy's permission. Randy made that song for one of his short films on his YouTube channel. If you want to check out that short film, go to Cameo Man 2021. So I just said, hey, Randy, I love your intro song to this short film. I said, do you mind if I use that as my intro song? And so it's kind of inherited. I've kind of inherited that song, but it's not mine. I just get permission from Randy and I use it. But it's kind of became the signature Figures Man podcast intro song, kind of. So there it is. Yakov says, check out my message on Discord. Okay. I'll check it right now. Give me 1 second. Is it bad news? I hope not. I've had enough bad news. Anyway, besides all that, everything else is fine. But let's see here. You know what, Yakov? I saw this. I haven't been able to watch it yet, but I will. I will watch this. You sent me a video. I will watch it. I just haven't watched it yet, but I will. Because I've been kind of things have been kind of crazy between work and getting all my hurricane supplies. There's two things that I hate about living in Florida. All the hurricanes, and sometimes it gets immensely hot. Sometimes I don't mind the heat, but sometimes it's just too much. It's just too much. But yeah, so anyone that got hit by the hurricane last year, my heart goes out to you. I'm sending prayers, I'm sending blessings, and let's just hope. I mean, listen, the worst thing that happened to Fears is my power was out for an hour and a half. Who cares? That's peanuts. Some people lost their lives last year. Some people, it wrecked their home. It wrecked their business, their businesses. So I'm just praying for everybody. So I guess it's kind of started because when I went out this morning, thank God it's not raining now. It finally stopped about probably 25, 30 minutes ago. It's pretty much been raining all day from like 6 in the morning to about 25 minutes ago. Because when I was out and about doing my errands, I went to Walmart and got all my hurricane supplies. And then, which I already had some supplies, so I was like half ready to go. But I got the other stuff. I got extra water. Really, the only things I needed, because now I've got 2 pocket knives. I've got an emergency medical kit. That big red bag that I bought last year? It contains so much, guys, but I'll give you the highlights. It's got water in it that'll last 10 years. It's got food in there that'll last 10 years. A raincoat. It's got another pocket knife in there, so I've got 3 technically. Glow sticks. I already had glow sticks from last year, but now I've got more glow sticks. I've got, what else is in there? A raincoat, a whistle, in case you get entrapped somewhere, you can whistle for safety. So it's chopped full of goodies. So I took that out of my closet, put it by my bed, just in case if I need it. And really the only thing I went to Walmart to buy was I bought extra batteries for flashlights, extra water. I mean, I've got a shitload of water in my fridge already, but I went, you know what? I'll just buy like a couple, so I bought like 2 or 3 more jugs of water. So, I'll eventually drink it once this hurricane stuff passes because it gets hot here, and Fears loves water. I love water. Besides hot coffee and a cold glass of lemonade, Fears loves water. There's been tons of times where I just drink water on a stream. So there it is, So I'm pretty prepared. But man, it was just one fucking disaster after another. Between getting a new battery, so I was like, oh great, $148. Down the drain. Down the drain. Anyway, big shout out to all the fans. I got 11 people watching. So hopefully, they said it's supposed to touch down sometime tonight. I mean, technically, I guess it already has started because, like I said, it's been raining from about 6 in the morning, and it just stopped like I'd say 25 minutes ago. But they said, I checked my weather app, they said it's supposed to get worse at around 11 o'clock tonight. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, tonight's topics are, I got a Return of the Living Dead review. Return of the Living Dead. Richie says, what are you drinking? Oh, I'm drinking that wonderful coffee, buddy. It looks weird because it's in an all glass cup. I got my Flintstones cup. I haven't used my Flintstones cup in quite a while, so I thought I would. So yeah. Yo, Visions! Lord Visions! What's going on? Good, fine evening, Fears. Well, good, fine evening to you too, buddy. So, Visions, you're going to be happy. Return of the Living Dead review. I watched it last night. What a classic. Time for an epic review. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about. Then I got a Walmart haul, and then... Since Yakov likes to cook, other people in the community like to cook, I thought a good topic would be, what are the top 10 things that Fears has cooked? I haven't cooked much, because I don't have the patience for cooking, but when I have cooked, I've cooked some pretty good things, so we'll see. Richie says, hello, Visions, how are you doing? And Visions says, well, hello, Richie, I'm well, how are you? I mean, listen. Richie, you are the challenge master. You can down a bottle of barbecue sauce like that. Like that. So, I mean, Richie, let's just check your channel real quick. Let's just check your channel. Let's see because I haven't watched anything in a good minute. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen some challenges from Lord Richie. So let's see. Richie, I don't know if you heard, but I did get monetized, buddy. So that's been going well. So far, Richie, I've gotten 4. Wait, is it 4 or 5? No, 4. Because Fangirl Kate was the 4th one. So I've gotten 4 super chats so far. So that's not too bad. Oh, wow. So, Richie, you've done a lot of Mountain Dew reviews. So, Mountain Dew Passion Fruit Punch review. Nice. Oh, there you go. Mountain Dew Caribbean Splash review. Damn. I mean, I do like Mountain Dew. A lot of Dorito reviews. Okay. I mean, I like Doritos. Let's see. Doritos Late Night Loaded Taco review. Oh, Lord. Doritos Hot Mustard review. Well, probably I couldn't do that one, because it's got hot in the title. Doritos Tangy Ketchup review. Jesus, who the hell comes up with these titles? For these food products. Richie, Out at the River challenge. Oh Lord, back to your old river tactics, are you? Let's see. Nutella Milk Challenge in the River and a bonus video. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. Wendy's Frosties cereal review. Oh, Lord. So a lot of food videos that I've missed. All right, well, I'm going to have to... So no challenges. No challenges recently. Okay. No challenges. Okay, well, I'll sit down and watch those reviews. Let's see. Anyway. Yakov says, hi, Visions. It's me, Yak. I'm doing good. Hello, Yak, my man. Yak says, I literally just made homemade chicken. Nice. Nice. Vision says, hell yeah, I just got back home with some chicken fingers. Won't be as good as yours, I bet. Nice. I like chicken fingers. Probably not, because I don't use sea oil Exhumed Visions. Yeah, I just don't have the patience for cooking, I'll be honest, you guys, and I'm not lying when I say this. This is 100% true. The only time I've liked cooking, and I say that is, I actually liked the company more than the cooking. But whenever me and Casey would have like a cooking date, she loves to cook. She does. Most girls do. But she was like, hey, let's just stay in tonight. There was a bunch of nights where she's like, hey, let's stay in, and you help make the salad. And so I would make the salad, and she goes, and then, hey, let's do hot dogs and hamburgers. So I already knew how to grill. My dad taught me how to grill, so we would go out to the grill. I would grill up some hamburgers. So anytime we made dinner together, that was always a lot of fun. But if I have to cook something myself, I absolutely hate it. That's why they call Fears the microwave master. That's right. The microwave master. I might... nuke it! When in doubt, nuke it. There it is. Nuke the shit out of it. And then you're ready to go. Because whenever I'm hungry, I don't want to wait an hour or an hour and a half. Because normally, like, when you prepare something, sometimes when you cook stuff, they're like, oh, yeah, let it boil for a good hour. I'm like, I don't have time for an hour. Fears is on the go, 24/7. Go, 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 go. I want food now. I don't want to wait an hour and a half. So God bless those mothers, on Thanksgiving that have to, like, cook a turkey for 4.5 hours. Fears man will Kentucky fry chicken the shiat out of it on Thanksgiving, because I don't want to sit there and wait 4 or 5 hours for a turkey. Now, I must say, turkey is good after a 5-hour cook or 6-hour, whatever it is. Because my mom's turkey and mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving are legendary, but I don't have the patience for cooking. Maybe one day, because the dude was like, Fears, you're missing out. He goes, cooking is so relaxing, it's so fun. And I was like, maybe for you. Me, it's just a headache. So yeah, let's see. Vision says, well, I bought mine from a fish place. I could smell from a block away, so we'll see. Oh, there you go. Yo, Kate, what's up? Kate, I was just telling Richie that you were my last super chat. So you donated I think it was $1.99, something like that, Kate. So I appreciate that. Anyway, well, let's start things off with a bang. So Visions, I think let's start out with the big Walmart haul. So I was trying to kill two birds with one stone. So I thought, all right, I'll go to Walmart, I'll get all my hurricane supplies, and then when I got there, I was like, there's shitloads of Halloween stuff. So Fears, I couldn't resist. I bought some Halloween stuff in preparation because, as you guys all know, Halloween, I love Halloween even more than my own birthday. I love Halloween. It would go probably Halloween, then Christmas, and then my birthday. I do like my birthday, but I'm getting old, man. Fears is going to be 40 this year. No! I'm going to be 40. 40. Unbelievable. See, I don't feel 40, though. But I'm going to be 40. And it sucks. Well, it doesn't really suck. I'm glad that I'm still alive, but I don't know, 40, man. That's that mild mark, Because one day I'll be 40, and then all of a sudden I'll be on a stream like, hey, guys, Fears is 60, and then 60 will go to 70, and 70 will go to 80. And then all of a sudden, Fears will be like 95 going, hey, guys, welcome to the fucking vlog. Welcome to the live stream, And all of a sudden I'll fucking croak on camera and shit, So there it is. Anyway, but I gotta do something legendary for my birthday. I don't know. Something legendary for my 40th birthday. I don't know. Maybe I'll finally go triple. Maybe I'll finally go to Galaxy's Edge. I was going to go with Sam. Me and Sam were planning to do that, but I don't know where Sam is. I hope he's doing all right. I took Randy's advice. He said, Fears, don't call him for a while, because I guess I was annoying him. You guys would do this too. If you're missing a friend or a family member, you get worried about them. So I started calling Sam like twice a week, once a week. Well, I went from twice a week, then once a week. Then I finally took Randy's advice and Vision's advice, and he said, Fears, he's obviously going through some shit, so just leave him alone and don't call him for like 3 or 4 months. So I'm going to try to call him around Christmas, and I hope he picks up because I don't know what the fuck's going on with him, I hope he's all right, so hopefully by then he'll be wanting to talk and wanting to hang out because I don't know what's going on. So yeah. Yakov says, is Kate your special friend, Fears? I don't know what you mean by that, Yakov. I mean, she's a friend. She's a friend, and she's a fan. So there it is. Will you still bung it up on your deathbed in your 90s? Oh, hell yeah, Visions. Listen, if Fears can still bung it, if I can still bung it, if I can still chung it, I'll still be rocking at 90. Or however long I last, Visions, because my dad only made it to 66. Oh, wait. 65. I'm sorry. 65. He would be 66 this year. Oh, no. No, because his birthday, he would be 67 this year. So, yeah. I can't believe it's almost been a year that my dad passed away. Which, unfortunately, that's coming up. My dad's reunion is next month. So next month is going to be very difficult, So I'll probably do a tribute stream for my dad. It's going to be really hard. So I just want to prepare you guys that on that stream, I'm probably going to get emotional because I can't believe it's almost been a year since my dad's been gone. And they say that the first year, whenever you lose someone, is always the worst. Let me tell you something. It has been. It has been. So, yeah. Yeah, he's been in LC's chat. He went scuba diving or something. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. Well, LC told me that he went on a cruise. So that's nice. But I remember him telling me that, Visions, before he went silent. He said, hey, man, he goes, after I pick you up from the airport, he goes, I'm going to go on a cruise. Oh, I'm sorry. He said, I can take you to the airport, Fears, but I don't know if I can pick you up. And I said, that's fine. I said, I can grab a taxi home. He goes, because I think I'm going to go on a cruise with myself and my sister. And I went, hey, man, I remember saying, Visions, I was like, that's great. I'm like, go have fun with your sister. And he said, yeah, things have been kind of stressful. And I was like, I hear you, man. I hear you. So So that doesn't really surprise me that he went scuba diving because, one, ever since I've known Sam always said that he likes that. Two, I remember him saying that he was going to go on a cruise with his sister. So hopefully the cruise went good. But I'm just hoping that if I leave him alone for a couple months, he'll be more than willing to talk. So hopefully when I call him around Christmas, hopefully I'll hear from him. I hope. So we'll see. So yeah. Mama Pam says, hello and good morning. I don't know if it's good morning. Well, it may be good morning wherever you're from, but it's 8 p.m. here. So good morning to you too. So yeah. I don't know. It could be Yakov. It could be somebody portraying as him. So you make a good point, Yakov, because you don't really know if that's the real Sam in LC's Discord. It could be, because I highly doubt, because Sam had nothing against you, and he has, as far as I know, he has nothing against me. So why would he block you, Yakov, and why would he block me? So I'm thinking that's probably a troll. It's probably not even the real Sam. Because I did nothing for Sam to block me, and you didn't do anything to him, as far as I know. So, yeah. $5 pick feeds. I'm thinking this is a troll. Mama Pam. Link in the bio. Oh, my lord. Link in the bio. Vision says that's a pretty good deal. I mean, if you're into feet picks, Visions, then it's a good deal. I'm getting a weird, creepy vibe from this Mama Pam, so I'm getting her the hell out of here. Feet pics? Really? Really? It was just a little weird. $5 feet. $5 for feet pics. That's pretty nuts. It's a little weird. I'm not even gonna deny it. It's pretty damn weird. Yakov says I'm into feet. Oh, well, I already knew that, Yakov. I knew that because whenever I had you on Twitter, you had a picture of your girlfriend's feet as your background. So I already knew you were into feet. It's one of those weird fetishes. Anyway, right, Kate? Kate says I can't even talk. Feet pics, yucky. Well, it depends on your girlfriend's feet. But as for me, I'm not really into feet, That's just me. I'm into other qualities, Ones I won't mention. I think we all know where Fears is going with this, but let's keep it PG-13. All right. So, we've got one hell of a... I thought I would go classic, Visions. Let's do the review first. Then I'll go into the Walmart haul. Visions, I thought I would go classic. This is a classic. Quite a classic. Made in the when was this made? 1940, 1950 something? I know it's in black and white. Hang on. Let me Google it. I'm pretty sure it was made in the 50s. Pretty much, let's see. When was Night of the Living Dead made? Let's see if I was right. Oh, all right. I was close. I said 1950s. October 1st, 1968 is when they released the American horror film Night of the Living Dead that established the pattern for modern zombie movies by associating the monster from the voodoo concept. Up until this point, zombie movies were depicted as voodoo witch doctors putting a curse on someone's body. This was the first time we had seen zombies eat brains, the first time we had seen zombies created from anything other than voodoo magic. It was the first feature film directed by George. That's right. He's the master of the dead. I think he's passed away, too. So, I've seen this movie tons of times. It was the inspiration for The Return of the Living Dead. Then there was Dawn of the Dead, the sequel. Then Day of the Dead. And then Land of the Dead. Oh, hang on. How many sequels? There was Land of the Dead. What came after Land of the Dead? How many Night of the Living Dead movies are in the series? I know there's at least 5. Yep, I almost had it right. So I had it all the way up until Land of the Dead. So it's there. So this is how it goes. It goes Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, and then Survival of the Living Dead. That was the last film that he directed before he... Oh, well, it was the last zombie movie that he directed before he unfortunately passed away. So, yeah. So, I thought we would go with that. So, yeah. Let's see. My girlfriend's name is Bimbo, and she has... Wait, and her feet are massive. Oh, wow. Okay. Good to know. Yakov says, I'm into feet. Oh, Lord. You want to scratch and sniff, Yak. I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat. There's a lot of crazy feet talk in the chat. You guys are crazy sometimes. I love you guys, but you guys get on to some wild topics sometimes. Really? Feet pics? $5? I mean, if you're into that thing, if you're into that sort of madness, then have a ball. Well, apparently Yakov's girlfriend has massive feet. Well, there it is. All right. So anyway, it was made in the 1960s, and you know what, Visions? It's a pretty good film. It does have a few flaws, because in the period that it was made, some things you could get away with and some things you could not get away with. Like, I'm very surprised that he got away with having his one of his main characters black. So, what's his name? The main actor, the main guy that plays Ben, his name was Dwayne Jones, and he was a black guy. And the only reason why I say that, back between the 40s to the 1960s, unfortunately, black people couldn't do much because there was segregation. So they couldn't drink out of the same drinking fountain. They had to use a separate drinking fountain. They had to use a separate bathroom. And anytime they depicted a black person, unfortunately in film, it was either a servant, a slave, hired help. So I think it was very good on George's part to say, oh, fuck that noise. No, I want my main character a black guy, because he said Ben had to be someone strong, independent. He had to help everybody through all this chaos with the zombies trying to kill people. And he's like, yeah, fuck that noise. Because George was not racist. Nor am I. Like, I think everyone, I don't care if you're blue, black, white, gay, bi, transgender, heterosexual, whatever. If you're cool with Fears, I'm cool with you. That's pretty much my golden rule. You guys have seen Fears in action. You treat me bad, or you treat my family or my friends wrong, Fears will be your worst fucking nightmare. But if you treat me right, and you treat all my friends and my family right, then I'm a pretty good, nice guy. That's pretty much the same with everybody. If somebody started fucking around with Vision's family, Vision would be like, I'm kind of getting pissed off. I'm sure Yak would be the same way. So I think it was very cool on his part to be like, you know what, fuck that noise. Like, I'm going against the rules. I'm making a black guy my main character. So that's one of the first things I liked about the film. And Ben's character, so Dwayne Jones portrayed that character of Ben, and that's a very good character. My favorite character in the film, it's between probably Ben and I like Johnny at the first part of the film. Johnny only has probably 2 scenes. There's one scene where he comes back as a zombie, and Barbara sees him after Johnny passed away. Then, Johnny is at the beginning of the film, and he fights off a zombie that attacks his sister Barbara. So yeah. Vision says that was odd for the time. Oh, it was. It was. I think he added more free range to do what he wanted since it was an independent film. And it was. It was an independent film. Very low budget. And you guys can tell, like, some zombies don't have any makeup on. Because he was on a shoestring budget. And then some zombies in the film look very detailed, Oh, Visions. I know you're joking around. I mean, I could do that topic, Visions, but I won't because I don't want to offend any people. Because there's more than 10 things that I like about black people. So I know you're joking around, Visions, but I won't do that one. Oh yeah, if you're gonna do the signature phrase, then you might as well do it all the way. That's one of my favorite scenes. It's when Johnny is messing around with his sister Barbara. And in the remake, they pretty much do it the same way, but they make Johnny more of an asshole in the remake. And I have the remake. The remake's right over there. So I've got both the classic one, and I've got the remake. The remake is in color. They extended the story. So yeah. They did put this in color, Visions, but I didn't want the colored version. This is the original, uncut, normal version in black and white. I don't even think this is an hour. I think it's like maybe 58 minutes. It's a very, 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 very short film because it was an independent film. Literally, the scene starts. There's no opening. It just starts. There's no like opening credits, nothing. It just starts like it just flashes upon the screen and you see a car drive up a road. That's how independent it was. And then you see them drive into the cemetery, which my favorite scene is coming up. They drive into the cemetery, they get out. Johnny's bitching and moaning to his sister Barbara that they have to drive 200 miles. And he says one of the most legendary lines. The most legendary line that he says in the remake is he goes, and that's what they switched. In the original, they drive to visit their father. In the remake, they switched it to they drive 200 miles to visit their mother. So in the remake, he's like, why father, put our mother way out here? He goes 200 miles from. He goes, there's nothing out here. 200 miles from the nearest drink of beer. So he's just bitching and moaning, in the remake. He pretty much bitches and moans in the original. But in the original, they go to see their dad. They get there. He's bitching and moaning. He's teasing Barbara. And then he sees some guy off into the distance, as Yakov said. And he's like, they're coming to get you, Barbara. Stop it. They're coming for you, Barbara. Stop it. You're ignorant. They're coming for you. Look, here comes one of them now. I'm getting out of here. Legendary scene. Then he's like, he'll hear you. And then I don't understand why Barbara walks so close. Like, if someone was that close to me, I'd be like, oh, excuse me, and I would just walk around. But she, like, here's the zombie, but she doesn't know it's a zombie yet. Because this, again, it was independent. This guy doesn't have any, like, makeup on. He wears a black suit with a white shirt, and his suit is kind of torn. So it looks like he's worn, at least to me, because it's kind of hard to see it in black and white, his jacket is kind of torn. So it looks like, he crawled out of a grave, and his jacket was torn or it's been decaying for a while, but there's no makeup on his face. That's why I said some of the zombies have makeup, some of them don't, because it was so independent. So as she starts to walk past them, he grabs her, and so the adventure begins, But if it would have been me, I would have just been like, well, you're getting kind of close, buddy, so I'll just walk around you. Apparently Barbara was not that, not that smart. Anyway, but that's probably my favorite scene. My least favorite scene is Ben is such a nice guy, right? You think he's going to make it, and then in the end, when he thinks it's all over, it pretty much is over. The army comes, they start killing all the zombies, or as many of the zombies as they can, and they said the only way to get rid of this is you have to shoot them in the head, and then we have to burn the bodies, so there's not a trace left. And Ben comes out from the cellar, or the basement, whatever you want to call it, cellar, basement, it's the same thing. And some guy outside sees something, he goes, there's something moving in there. And he's like, it's probably one of those things. And he goes, don't worry, I'll get him. And he goes up like that. Ben raises his gun because he's like, well, what the hell is this guy doing? And as Ben raises his gun, the guy doesn't know that he's a human. The guy thinks he's a dead guy too, and he shoots him, and then the guy's like, that's it, he's dead, there's another one for the fire. Again, Fears is really good at memorizing dialogue, so pretty much everything what I'm saying is almost word for word. Like The Coming For you've seen, that was pretty much word for word. If you go and watch the movie, it's pretty word for word. I'm pretty good at that. Vision says the colored version is cool, but yeah, black and white is where it's at. Yeah, I like the original. I've seen the black and white. I'm sorry. I've seen the colored version, Visions, and it's all right. It's okay, but I wanted, since I'm such a big movie buff, I was like, I gotta get the original. Now, if someday, if I get the colored version, that's fine. I will add it to the collection, and I'll rewatch it, and I'll do another, review for you guys. I'll be like, this is the colored review, this is the colored version. But this is the black and white original. I watched his movie, Martin, last weekend. I guess he wanted that one black and white, too. Oh, I've never seen Martin. Well, time for a movie trailer reaction. Let's see. So you don't like the color reds, huh? Oh, don't even go there, Visions. Visions will not let me live this down. I've just never been into redheads. And then Visions was like, why, Fears? He goes, are they tainted? And I'm like, they're not tainted. I don't know. Girls with red hair, they usually have like a lot of freckles. And when I was younger, it kind of weirded me out. Freckles, And I used to kind of like this girl in school. But I remember she came up to me. And I didn't mean to insult her, Visions. But I was young and stupid. And I was like, why do you have so many freckles on your face? And I was like, oh, God, why did I ask that? I was very outspoken even back then, too. And then she got upset. And then I was like, God, I feel like a dick now. And when I went out for recess, I went up to her and I sat beside her and I said, listen, I said, I'm really sorry. I said, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. And she goes, yeah, you kind of hurt my feelings. And this was like back in like, I think 5th or 4th grade, like when you go out for recess. And because there's no recess in middle school. So I said, well, listen, I said, sometimes guys think before they act. And she goes, yeah, you're a jerk. Or she said something like that. And I said, well, listen, I said, I'm apologizing. And I said, can we still be friends? And she goes, well, I appreciate the apology. She goes, don't make fun of my freckles anymore. And I said, I won't. I said, that was my bad. I'm really sorry. But again, I was like, in 4th and 5th grade, I was like, 10, 11, something like that, So yeah. I love Tom Savini, so I like the the remake's great. Yak off. It's just they added some different scenes, like in the legendary "They're Coming to Get You, Barbara." The guy actually, they fake him out. So like the guy touches her and she's like, "Oh, Johnny," and he's like, "I'm sorry." And then like Johnny's like, "Hey man," he goes, "Is there anything we can do? Is there anything we can do to help?" And then he turns around and he's like, wow, that was weird, wasn't it? And then right after Johnny says, wow, weird, then the zombie comes, then another zombie comes flying out of nowhere, knocks Johnny on the ground and starts choking the shit out of Barbara. And then the adventure starts. So they did like a jump scare in the remake. But still, either way, it's good. The remake's good. The original's good. Like the remake, I would probably give a 7. No, that's too low. Probably an 8 out of 10. The original, Visions, I don't care what anyone says. The original is getting a 10 out of 10. So good! Because it's the first zombie film. As far as I know, you see them eat brains on camera. You see them attack people. And in any other zombie film before this, the voodoo zombies were always like with their hands out like this. Thank God, George did not have them like that. They would make all these grunting noises and they would have their hands out like this. Why do zombies have to have their hands like this? That I never got that. They're dead. So usually dead people don't make any movement at all. So like when you see the dead in like Fear the Walking Dead or The Walking Dead, they're always like this. They're hunched over because their limbs and their bones are rotting. So that's why you see in Return of the Living Dead, literally the tar man is he has to keep moving his body because his bones are sitting on, his flesh has turned into this black tarry goo, And the director was like, he said, my first direction for the guy that was in the tar man suit, he goes, I want you to keep moving. He goes, because if you stand still, he goes, your body will fall apart. He goes, so you have to move forward and then you have to bounce your back because literally your flesh is turned into this like liquid black ooze and like you're just decomposing, faster than other zombies. And so that was his direction. He said, keep moving. That's why you always see the tar man like brains, live brains. And then he keeps moving forward and back and he's all going like that, because he has to balance himself out. So I like the movie. It's the first time you ever see, you literally see like some woman, she's like kneeling on the ground and she's like it looks like she's chewing on someone's bone or some meat or whatever. It's supposed to be like someone's leg or someone's, it looks like a leg, but it's like a bone with like meat on it. So yeah, let's see here. Fears, do you ever watch movies off of Tubi? Nope, I've never watched movies off of that. Richie, he doesn't use streaming services. He only watches DVDs. Very true. Very true. Well, not even DVDs, Jacob. I watch a lot of Blu-rays. And some 4Ks. I do like to watch things in order. I really do. Yeah. They're coming for you, Barbara. They're coming for you. Look, here comes one of them now. So it's quite a classic. Visions, what is your favorite scene out of this movie? Or not just Visions, anyone. Yakov, what's your favorite scene out of this? Visions, what's your favorite scene out of this? Richie, tell me your favorite scene. So like I said, my worst favorite scene out of this, like the least favorite scene, I hate that Ben doesn't make it. They shoot him in such a horrific way. They shoot him right in the head, and then the white guy, he looks like some white like government official. He's like some like FBI guy. He's like, all right, he's dead. He goes, Adam. He goes, that's another one for the fire. So not only do they shoot him in the head, but they burn him alive. I'm sorry, not alive. They burn his body. So it's like a double death. I was like, what? Ben was such a nice guy. So why did he have to die? If anyone should live, and in the remake, he dies, So I thought, oh, maybe in the remake, maybe they'll change it. So, yeah. So I didn't like that scene. But my favorite scene is they're coming to get you. Even in the remake, Yakov, I've got two favorite scenes. Where Barbara is telling, you don't think they're dead? They're dead. Look, watch. And then she shoots like that skinny guy like 4 times in the chest. And then she starts screaming like, do you think he would still be alive after 4 gunshot wounds to the chest? No, I don't think so. She says some shit like that. So that's my first favorite scene in the remake. And then of course They're Coming to Get You, Barbara remake scene out of the remake. Those are my 2 favorite scenes out of the remake. But my favorite scene out of the original is the original They're Coming to Get You, Barbara, in the cemetery. And then the chase after, when she gets to the car and then Johnny had the keys on him, so she releases the brake and the car goes rolling down the hill. And then it scrapes up against a tree, which pins her in. And then the zombie grabs a brick or a rock or something and smashes in the window. He comes flying through the window, starts trying to eat Barbara. She gets out at the nick of time, and, so the adventure begins. So I'm definitely going to give it a 10 out of 10. Definitely at a 10 out of 10. But I want to hear everyone's favorite scene. Yakov, Richie, Visions, what are your favorite scenes out of the original? But yeah. It's been such a long time since I've seen the colored version, Visions. It's been a while. Richie says, take care of yours. All right, Richie. I'll see you later. I guess Richie's starting his own stream. I wish you would have stayed, Richie, because I wanted to hear what your favorite scene was. But I understand if you got to go, you got to go. All right, well, while everyone's writing their favorite scene, I'm going to watch what Vision said. Vision said he watched, what was the name of that movie? Martin. I've never seen this movie, Vision, so let me just watch Martin real quick. So I guess George, I guess he made this before he passed away. All right, so Martin movie trailer. Let's see, when did they make this? Let's see here. Let me find it. Oh, wow, 1977. Damn. This is an old one. All right. So I'm guessing he watched. I'm sorry, Vision. I'm guessing he made this after Return of the Living Dead. A really cool trailer for a head of the game horror, featuring the first collaboration between George and special effects. Oh, let's have a look-see. If this is good, I'm going to add it to the list. All right, here we go. Martin, 1977.
My name is Martin. I'm 84 years old. People think I'm crazy when I tell them how old I am. I'd like to be normal. I just have a sickness. The only way I can survive is by drinking blood.
Oh, my Lord. Already, Visions, this is getting interesting. He was sitting by a bed, chewing on blood and this bone, and he looks up. And I was like, damn, this is getting interesting. All right. Oh, my Lord.
The way I do. I have to be careful all the time. But I'm pretty good at it. I think as I get older, I get better. I haven't been caught yet.
Martin, another kind of terror.
So I guess he's like, I don't know, from what this is depicting, Visions, I guess he's like, what, half vampire, half zombie? Because, you know, vampires, they survive on blood. So I don't know if it's a vampire movie or a zombie movie, but in the credits, it says a really cool trailer for ahead of its time horror/murder mystery, featuring the first collaboration between George and special effects artist Tom Savini. John Aplus is Martin, an aging but young-looking vampire struggling to maintain. All right, so it is a vampire maintaining his normal activities in modern life. Okay, well there it is. So he's a vampire. A vampire. I like vampires.
People don't understand what's
wrong.
Wow. They think that I'm a monster.
He just got shot in the chest. He got shot in the chest and flew off a police car. But you can shoot vampires 1,000,000 times with normal bullets and they won't die, because we all know how vampires die.
People don't realize that those things I see in the movies are not real. I don't have a whole lot of women.
I don't really have a lot of women? Well, the way he said that was great. I just, don't really have a lot of women.
To watch them. I watch them a lot all the time. I have to be sure that nothing goes wrong.
This is great.
I follow them. I plan. I'm very careful. I have needles now. I can use them. I can put them to sleep. And it doesn't hurt.
Oh!
Martin, another kind of terror.
I would like to be like everyone else.
Well, you're not like everybody else, Martin. You are a blood-drinking, creepy vampire that follows women, even though you don't have a lot of women, and you seduce women, even though you don't have a lot of women, and you inject women to make them fall asleep and then drink their blood.
Things that I don't necessarily like to do, but I want to stay alive. I do need blood.
I do need blood? Well, no shit, Sherlock. You're a vampire.
director of Night of the Living Dead. Martin.
Martin, a new type of terror. He seduces women and draws them into his lair, even though he doesn't have a lot of women. Hilarious. That was great. That is, I'm adding that one, Visions. That's a must. That I have to watch that. That guy was great. His delivery was fucking. I don't have a lot of women. I do need blood though. I got needles now. That helps. His delivery was great. Oh my lord. That was funny. That was great. Alright. Well, there it is. That was pretty funny. There's a new movie coming out that is being made by George. Oh, really? Wait, is George still alive? Is George? I thought he passed away. Really? Wow. George Lucas. Oh, wow. Like a super group. It's like a fantasy boxing. Oh, nice. Well, and I just watched another trailer the other day. Dan Aykroyd. I haven't seen him in a film in a while because, he does a film every once in a while, though, Visions, and I love Dan Aykroyd. He made one of the best vodkas ever, or at least the and I'm not just saying that because Dan Aykroyd's one of my favorite actors. If you try Crystal Skull vodka, it's mind-blowing. So he hasn't been in a film, Dan Aykroyd, in a while. He does some like cameos and shit every once in a while, and he does a lot of voiceover work now because he's at the end of his career and he's retiring. But it's good to see him back in a leading role. And I just watched that Zombie Town trailer like a day or two ago, and I found that by chance because you guys told me to look something up. I'm like, okay, so I'm looking it up, and as I was looking up whatever we were watching before, I went, what the hell is Zombie Town? And I found Zombie Town that Dan Aykroyd's in, but. Let's see. I didn't know that George Morero was still alive. I thought he had passed away. Let's see. Is he still alive? Let's see. Let's see here. No, they said he died according to Yakov. He's dead. Yakov, the guy that made Night of the Living Dead, he's dead. According to Google, he died July 16th, 2017 in Toronto, Canada. So he's dead. He's definitely dead. He definitely passed away. I knew that he had passed away. I was just like, wait a minute. All the other ones are still alive, I believe, but no. The guy that made Night of the Living Dead and all those zombie films, he's definitely passed away. That's why I like Google. So yeah, he definitely passed away. So yeah. Must be from stuff he filmed before he passed, like how they released stuff. Yeah, exactly, Visions. So maybe like he made it before he passed away. But I just looked it up. He definitely passed away. Dan Aykroyd was in Temple of Doom. That's very true, Yakov. Right when Indiana Jones escapes from the Chinese restaurant, they get in the car and he's like, "Short round, step on it." And then he's like, "Okay, Dr. Jones, hold on to your potatoes," which makes no fucking sense, but it's one of the most legendary lines. Hold on to your potatoes. And then he drives, and then they drive to the airstrip, and then he plays some, like, hoity-toity, like, British guy. He's like, Dr. Jones. And he's like, "I've arranged, your travel, but he goes, maybe a slight inconvenience, you'll be riding on a, he's, like, riding on a freight plane, with chickens and all this other stuff." And then he's like, "Heavens, aren't you the famous female American vocalist, Willie Scott?" And then Harrison Ford shakes Dan Aykroyd's hand and goes, "I owe you a gin." And then he's like, "Yeah, nice try, Lao Shay." And then he closed the door, and then Lao Shay's all like, "Goodbye, Dr. Jones," and then laughs because he thinks he's finally gonna kill Dr. Jones. And I'm like, "Hey, Lao Shay, up your ass! You'll never kill Dr. Jones because he's the man. That's why he's Indiana Jones." But no, he's very much passed away. So I think Visions and Yakov made a mistake. That's fine. I've made tons of mistakes. But no, I looked it up, Visions. It must be, like you said, it must be stuff from when he filmed before he passed. But he definitely passed away quite a while ago, 2017. So yeah. I wish he was still alive because, dude, the guy was a master of the undead. He was the master man of dead, rotting corpse zombies. So without George, there would be no Return of the Living Dead, my favorite zombie film of all time. Or well, one of my favorite zombie films. It's great. It's great. Great. I need to rewatch that again, Visions. I haven't watched the only Return of the Living Dead movies I've watched, unfortunately, are the first 3. I've never watched number 4, and I've never watched 5. I've heard a lot. My friend said, "Oh, Fierce, you won't like 4." They kind of like, he goes, the Tar Man doesn't make an appearance in number 4. And he goes, and it's a separate story. He said 1, 2, 3, and 5 are all sequels to themselves. He goes, 4 kind of goes off the beaten path, and it's another adventure with a whole group of other people. And I was like, oh, that sucks. But I don't judge it until I watch it. So I've heard of the title. It's called Return of the Living Dead 4 Necropolis or something like that. And then number 5 is Return of the Living Dead 5, Rave to the Grave. So, but I've never seen it. I've seen the trailer for both of them, but I've never actually seen the film. So I can't wait to hunt those videos down, get them, watch them, and just laugh over them. Because picture zombies like killing and eating people at a rave, that's just making me lose it already, you know? And it's supposed to take place in college where people are getting drunk and having unprotected sex with hot, naked chicks with big boobs, you know, in college. And then, like, zombies come in and, like, just start pretty much killing everybody. And the Tar Man does make an appearance twice in the film. So we'll see. But, yeah, no Tar Man. It's not a Return of the Living Dead movie without the Tar Man. The Tar Man makes an appearance in 1, 2, and 5. So the Tar Man doesn't even make it in the 3rd film, which he should have been, because he's like the signature zombie, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well. Oh, well. So, yeah. But I'm kind of looking forward to that zombie movie that Dan Aykroyd's in. It looked alright. It looked okay. It looked like a horror comedy. It wasn't like a straight-up horror movie, Visions. It looked like a horror comedy, so. Randall said it looks like crap. Because I guess Randall was watching my my live, and I guess he watched it. It didn't look too bad. It looked more funny than like horror. You know what I'm saying? It was like it kind of reminded me of like Return of the Living Dead, because Return of the Living Dead, it is funny, but it's got horror in it. You know, so it's a horror comedy. Because I never took Return of the Living Dead like serious. You know, it wasn't a serious like horror movie, you know what I'm saying? But it is great though, Visions. One of the best deaths is, I go nuts over that fucking, like, I don't even know his name, Visions. What's the guy's name with all the like the leather jacket and like the chains and stuff? Isn't his name like Scud or something? He's like, you think this is a fucking costume, man? He's like, this is a way of life, motherfucker, you know? And then like trash is all over him, and he's like, hey man, show some fucking respect for the dead. Which, that doesn't make any sense, because they're partying in a graveyard, and she's dancing around him naked. I'm like, you're showing disrespect, too. You're smoking in a graveyard, you're drinking in a graveyard, and then, like, they're basically making out on someone's grave. And he's like, yeah, man, come on, man. Show some respect for the fucking dead. You're cursing in a graveyard, so you're not showing any respect either, you know. And he thinks he's so cool, Visions, you know. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, check out my haircut. I got this fucking leather jacket. It's got chains on it and shit. That guy's fucking great. Then, he's the first one to die. Like, he goes down the stairs and he's like, what the fuck? And he peels back the fucking, like, tarp. He peels back the fucking tarp, and then a Tar Man's like, brains! Bites a fucking, not a little chunk, a massive chunk out of his fucking head. And there he is. He's dead. So I'm like, yeah, real cool fucking jacket. Yeah, you're the first one to die. Vision says, Scuzz. Yeah. I knew it was Scud or Scuzz. Yeah, something like that. Scuzz. Yeah. which makes no sense. What kind of a name is Scuzz? But Trash is even more hilarious. First, I'd rip off my clothes. You know, that's hilarious. But Spider's my favorite character out of that movie, Visions, because his reactions is just so out of control. He's cursing a mile a minute, and I don't condone a lot of cursing, but the way that actor does it, it's fucking hilarious. It's pretty funny. Like, the first time he's like, hey! He's like, help me bar the door, stupid fuckers! You know, that guy. And then he's like, that car is fucking totaled, man. And, you know, and then, like, Bert's all like, that's okay. He goes, my car's out there still, you know, so is Frank's. And then all of a sudden the car explodes, and then, like, that guy, that Spider guy goes, he looks through the window and he's like, not anymore. So my two favorite characters are Bert and Spider. Bert and Spider. Because Bert curses a lot too, and his reactions are so nuts. Like that one young teenager's like, the brains, and he's like, I hit the fucking brains, and he's still alive, you know? I hit the fucking brains. That movie's great. Oh, I love it. I could watch that movie every damn day, Visions, and it would never get tired, because it's that hilarious, you know? It's that hilarious. Anyway, so I'm going to give Night of the Living Dead. If you've never seen this, I'm sure everyone's seen this, but I hadn't watched it in a while, and I bought it, and it's been in that movie pile for quite a long time. That's right. I've been saving the cans. I've been saving the cans for the Can Crush at the end of this stream. Because Raz is no more. Hey, Raz, I stole your community away from you. Ha 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 ha. Last time I heard from Raz, it's been a while. I didn't really steal his community. I kind of inherited it. It's an inheritance, you know. I inherited it from him. I guess he gave up on YouTube. Last time I heard, but he did make fun of a lot of people, including me. He made fun of me. He was okay sometimes. I'll admit, Raz was okay sometimes. I don't think he really made fun of me. He kind of teased, like jokingly teased. But if it wouldn't have been for Raz, I wouldn't have met all the wonderful people. But on the same token, if I wouldn't have met Raz, then I wouldn't have had to deal with all these stupid, mindless, idiot fucking trolls. But anyway, I digressed. There's more good people in the community than horrible people, you know. But the last thing I heard, Pixel told me that he gave up on YouTube. Or at first, well, the way Pixel told me, he goes, Fears, he was going to take a break from YouTube, and then he finally gave up on YouTube, and then he was drinking a lot, doing a lot of drugs. Then he got clean and sober. Then he went to cooking school. And I was like, well, Raz likes to cook, because he did a couple of cooking videos on his channel. Then I guess he got back on the drugs and alcohol or whatever, and then he quit cooking school, and he never finished. And now I don't know what the hell he's doing. That's the last I heard from him. But hey, Raz, thanks for the community, buddy. I appreciate that. So now I've got all of his loving and loyal fans. But on the same token, I've got all of his loving and loyal idiot, spineless, coward trolls. So, you know, it is what it is. But one thing I will keep alive. I used to love Rasmus Rance's Can Crushes. So I will keep his dream alive, you know, with the occasional Can Crush. And Yakov, we haven't had a Can Crush in quite a long time. So at the end, I will crush some cans for all you guys. Anyway, if you haven't seen this, definite 10 out of 10. Visions, what would you grade it? Visions, what would you give the original? I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's good. For an independent film and for not much money, and for no color, pretty damn good. You know what? And I'm going to watch the colored version, the trailer. I know there's a trailer for it. Let's watch the colored Night of the Living Dead trailer, because I've seen the colored movie, but I've never seen the colored trailer. So let's see if I can find it. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Night of the Living Dead colored trailer. Let's see. Oh, wow. It looks so weird in color. Night of the Living Dead 1968 trailer in color. All right, here it is. You know what? I don't think I've ever actually seen the Night of the Living Dead trailer. I don't think I have. So let's watch it real quick, shall we? All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Welcome to a night of total terror.
Night of total terror.
Night of the living dead. The dead who live on living flesh. The dead whose haunted souls hunt the living.
It looks so weird in
living
color.
whose bodies are the only food for...
I mean, it looks good, but I'm so used to watching it in black and white that it's kind of weird to see it in color, you know? And again, I haven't watched the color version Visions in, 10, maybe 12 plus years. It's been a while since I've seen this in color. So I had forgotten how it looked in color because I'm so used to it being in black and white. But man, it looks cool in color, but I still prefer the black and white version. But maybe one day I'll buy it in color and add it to the collection.
Ungodly creatures. Night of the living dead.
Wow. I've never seen that trailer until now. That's a pretty good trailer. And I like that they had the graphics of the title come on. Like not a lot of trailers back in the 50s and 60s had like the title of the movie like movie effect project on. Like normally it was just you heard someone talking about it, but you never like in most trailers nowadays, not only do you hear the narrator talking about the film, but obviously you see the title pop up like, hey, the new Flash movie coming soon, you know? But back then, you just heard someone talking about it, you never saw the title. So it was pretty ingenious of them back in the day to like add the title effect on there. That was a pretty good trailer. It's pretty good. I've never seen the trailer until now. Nice. You know what? Visions, as much as I love Ghostbusters, I don't think I've actually ever seen the original Ghostbuster trailer. I mean, I've seen the movie front to back to front. That's probably the most film I've seen. I could recite dialogue all night, all day of that. I could probably recite it all the way through. Probably. I mean, I would probably mess up a few things here and there, but for the most part, I could recite Ghostbusters to the T. I can do the same thing with Goonies, you know. Vision says, "Oh yeah, Fierce, 10 out of 10 all day." Nice, buddy. Nice. It's such a good movie. And again, it's not even an hour. How long is it? Let's see. It should say on here. I don't even think it's an hour. I think it's like 57 minutes. It's a very short film. Very short film. I think it's like 58 minutes, you know? Something like that. You can attest to that, Vision. I don't even think it's an hour. It's close to an hour, but I don't think it's a solid hour. You know? I mean, it's a very, very, very quick movie. Very quick. You know? And really, there's only a couple locations. There's only like technically 3 locations in the film. You see them drive into the cemetery. Then there's the countryside when Barbara escapes from her car and she runs to the farmhouse. So you see her running through the countryside. And then the last location is she gets to the farmhouse and she gets inside. Most of the film takes place in and out of the farmhouse, around the farmhouse when they're trying to get the gas for the gas pump and all that. And then, because they're out of gas, and then most of it is inside, but it's them going in and out of the farmhouse and on top of the farmhouse roof and all that, because they're dropping, those Molotov cocktails, you know, on the zombies, because in this film, zombies don't like fire, you know. But yeah. But see, which makes me laugh, Visions, because in other horror movies, and like, perfect example, in The Walking Dead, the dead don't give a shit about fire. Like there's one scene where Rick, I think they're trying to get supplies, like at this abandoned mall or something, and outside, I guess it's so hot that day that like the zombies are on fire or something. Like they have like a shootout or something. You know what scene I'm talking about. They have a shootout with like some people trying to get like supplies or something like that. And I think like because the bullets hit a car, it sets the car on fire, explodes the car, and then the zombies all catch on fire and they turn pretty much almost into a tar man because they hit the ground and they hit the black asphalt, and the fire like turns the asphalt into like black goo, and then the zombies are like stuck to the ground in the black asphalt, and they're pretty much on fire. Then they're like trying to rip their face off the black asphalt. So half of them is like rotting flesh, and then the other half is like this black goo that's on fire. So in that instance, like Walking Dead, the dead don't give a shit about the fire. Like a bunch of them are fully engulfed on fire, and they're still walking towards them like, oh, fucking brains and shit. And then in that one, they don't talk. Some zombies talk, some zombies don't. Like they, like in The Walking Dead, they groan a little bit, and they like all that crap, but they don't really talk. In Return of the Living Dead, they're having conversations. They're like, "Come in, dispatched. Send more paramedics," which is always a hilarious. Send more cops, and then the cops get there, and of course, Visions, they're dumb shits. They get out. I don't know why, in a lot of horror movies, they make the authority, like, dumb as hell, you know? So the cops get out, and they're like, hello, does anyone need help? Hello? And I'm like, you are a moron! First of all, you're in a cemetery, right? There's a dead body by 2 paramedic vans. That should be a good indication. Oh, there's a dead person right by the paramedic van. I probably should leave. Then all of a sudden, all these people come out. The zombies come out, right? And then you hear the guy Vision go, freeze or I'll blow your fucking brains out. And then if there's a mob at you, run away. Get out of there. Then he like shoots the zombies like 2 or 3 times. But the zombies don't care. Like, yeah, shoot me 8 times. I don't give a shit. And they knock over the cop and pretty much start chewing on his brains. And I'm like, oh, you fucking moron. Why didn't you just leave, Anyway, I digress. But see, they have, in horror movies, they have to make it where if there is cops, they're like they have to make the victims, they have to put the victims' Visions in a situation where there's no authority, and if there is authority, the authority can't help the victims. There's no parents around, so the parents can't help them, and they put them in an isolated incident where they have to defend themselves against some terrible disaster or some terrible killer or some spirit or ghost or monster or whatever. I've noticed that about horror movies. They always put them in a situation where it seems hopeless. They have to rely on their wits. No authority, no cops can help them. Mostly everybody dies, so there it is. Anyway, let's put this aside, but definite 10 out of 10. If you have not checked this out, guys, check it out. Such a good movie. Another collection to Fears' DVDs. But if you haven't got it, check it out. Night of the Living Dead. Such a classic. Such a classic. Oh, yeah. All right. Time for the Walmart haul. All right, here we go. This is a big one. It's a big one. All right. So, like I said, I was there getting hurricane supplies, and I also killed 2 birds with 1 stone, Visions and Yakov and everybody else, and I got some Halloween stuff. So, right off the bat, I got some orange lights for my Halloween tree coming up. More orange lights. Because last year I went with a ghost theme. This year I'm going with an all-orange theme on my tree. Multiple orange. There's going to be pumpkin lights on it. There's going to be orange lights on it. Maybe some red lights. I haven't decided, but it's going to be nothing but orange on the tree. If there's any other color, maybe some purple, because purple is a Halloween color too, Visions. I don't know. I haven't decided, but there's going to be a lot of orange on it. Lots of orange. More. All right, here we go. Bam! I got this little, I don't know, trick-or-treat type of, it's like a mini little, trick-or-treat bag. I'm going to use it as an ornament, though. I'm going to take this and just put it on the tree limb. I thought that would look cool. So, and this was only 98 cents. So I may go back and get some more Visions and just hang it on a branch. Just hang it on a branch, So, there it is. Watch! Watch the magic pumpkin! Watch! From Halloween 3. Watch, you sons of bitches! Watch the magic pumpkin. Watch. There it is. That's a great fucking movie, too. How can you deny Halloween 3? You can't deny it. It's that great. Come on, Visions. You know you like it, too. Halloween 3. Yeah, baby. It's such shit garbage. It's like great shit garbage. I love it. Halloween 3. Cheers to you. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love it. All right, continue on. All right. There we go. So I've got some Halloween napkins. I've got my Halloween tablecloth. There we are. I've got my Halloween plates. And Visions, this kind of reminded me of you. Because last year, for my decoration of my table, I went with orange and white. This time, I went with nothing but white and black. In honor of Exhumed Visions. So, I did a skull theme. So, skulls. So, this is going to be my place setting and my decorations on my kitchen table. So, yeah. Let's see. Cameo Man says, I think you should do your top 10 favorite times of day and your top 10 different kinds of pumpkins. Oh, Lord, I almost said Yak. Oh, Lord, Cameo Man. That would be great. That would be great. All right, so I got these. So in honor of Visions, Lord Visions, because I know you like Skulls Visions, but also I wanted to do something different for Halloween. I was like, all right, I'm like, the tree's going to be nothing but orange, and I'm going to put pumpkins and different lights on it and all that stuff, for my Halloween tree / Christmas tree. But I was like, last year I always decorate my table, for any holiday. And I was like, last year I went with a lot of like white and a lot of orange. So I was like, this time I'm like, all right, the tree will be nothing but orange, and then the table I'm going to decorate in black. And at Walmart they had tons of like black and white skulls. So, and then it Visions. The minute I saw this, and the minute I saw this, I was like, well, that skull kind of reminds me of Exhumed Visions like symbol. So I was like, Visions will get a kick out of this. So I got these to decorate. So yeah. Oh, napkins, tablecloth. This is exciting stuff, man. Did you get any forks and spoons? Not yet, Cameo Man, but I will. You should do your top 10 favorite kinds of toothpicks. Well, Randall, I've already done that one. I've done that one ages ago. Actually, no, I haven't. I'm just joking around. Randall, I'm glad you're safe and sound. I was telling the fans that you already evacuated, you and your mom. I didn't tell them what hotel, but you're out of there. Randall was safe and sound with his mom at a hotel. Randall, it's been raining all day here. I don't know if it's it hasn't touched down yet here. There's been a lot of rain, a lot of wind. In the streets, there's a lot of like tree limbs from the palm trees. So I guess they're going to clean up the roads here in a day or two. I don't know how bad it is in Daytona, though. So they said it's supposed to touch down in Tampa. And they said it was supposed to be just tropical rainstorms, but they said it's generated to a +3 hurricane. So right in the middle. So we'll just have to see how it goes. So yeah. Vision says, wow, we are becoming like one person. That's cool. I don't know about that, Visions. I'm glad that we're friends and stuff, but just when I was shopping, that reminded me of you. And I said, I always try to do a different type of theme whenever I decorate my table, for each holiday. And then it just made me think of you. And I was like, oh, Visions like skulls. So I was like, I'll surprise him and do that theme, Because I've already got the tablecloth of Jack Skellington, so I'm going to put that tablecloth. I always put that Jack Skellington thing over my tablecloth. So I'm going to do it that way. So it's going to be half Jack Skellington, half skulls. So I was like, well, Jack's a skeleton. So I was like, that'll make much sense, So, yeah. But Randall, I hope you're doing all right. Randall, call me after the stream is done because I want to hear from you, buddy. So call me after the stream because I don't know the number to the hotel, so that you're staying in. So give me a call right after the stream is done. All right. So I thought you would get a kick out of that, Visions. All right. Next thing, I got this really cool. I'm gonna put this in the kitchen. This was a last minute purchase of Jaws attacking the boat. So I'm going to put this Jaws thing next to my coffee cup, next to that Jaws sound box. You remember I went to Missouri Visions and I got that little Jaws thing that plays the dun 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 dun. My friend that owns the Cosmic Comic comic book shop in Belleville, Missouri, if you haven't been there, check it out. He gave me that for free. He's like, Fears, I know you love Jaws. Check out this voice box. And I push the button. It goes dun 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 dun. Well, when I saw this vision, I was like, oh, that's going right by that voice box. So it's got Jaws attacking the thing. So it's like kind of like I don't know, it's a statue or a model or whatever you want to call it, but there it is. All right. Fear's got some more glow sticks for Halloween. All right, Visions, you're going to like this, and Yakov and everybody else. For anyone that likes Saw, I love the Saw series. It's getting kind of out of control because now they're like on Saw 14 or whatever. But I finally, I've got them all, Visions, now. The only one I was missing was Spiral. I finally got Spiral. So I'm going to watch this in the next few days, and I'll probably review it. But I finally got Spiral. And it's got this hilarious, pig mask. This guy's wearing it. So, yeah. So, booyah! But I finally got Spiral. It's got Chris Rock in it. It's got Samuel L. Jackson. And it says, From the World of Saw. So, it is a Saw movie, but it's a spin-off. So, I don't know if Tobin Bell is in this, the guy that plays Jigsaw, but I know I've watched the trailer of this Vision, and I know they mention Jigsaw, and someone starts up a game. I don't know if it's Jigsaw that starts up a game, but somebody starts a game up, or I guess a copycat starts up a game. So, I can't wait to watch this. So, yeah. So, now I've got every single Saw film and Saw-related film. So, we'll have to just see. So, yeah. Cameo Man says, I can't call right now. We have to save the cell phone battery. Well, you could call from the hotel, Randall, but if you can't call, I understand. I'm okay. That's all you need to know. All right, good. I'm glad you're okay, Randall. Say hello to your mom for me. I'm glad you guys are okay. Like I said, Randall, not much is happening here, or at least not yet. I think the hurricane, it's kind of started because it pretty much was raining all day. It's not raining anymore, thank God. But from 7 o'clock when I had to fix my car, because Randall, I'm sure you heard from the stream, my fucking car battery died. So there was $148 down the drain. So I had to get a jump. My neighbor gave me a jump, right, Visions? Hightailed it because I wanted to get all this stuff fixed before the hurricane touched, because it's supposed to touch later on tonight. So from about 6 in the morning to about, when did I start this stream? An hour and 39 minutes ago. That's when it stopped raining, was an hour and 39 minutes ago, because that's how long I've been streaming so far. And I went to I almost said Home Depot. I went to AutoZone, got it fixed, Visions, hightailed it over because my mom was worried. My mom called and said, "Have you got enough batteries and lights?" And I was like, "I got everything, Mom." I said, "The only thing I'm going to get is some more batteries in case, you know, in case I need to like exchange the batteries out of my flashlights." And she's like, "You still got that emergency kit that you bought last year?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I didn't throw it away." I said, "I didn't use it, so it's still in the closet." She's like, "Take it out of the closet, put it by your bed." I was like, "I will," because my mom's like, "I don't," my mom's, she's the most nicest, sweetest person ever. "I don't want anything to happen to my boy." I was like, "Nothing's gonna happen to your baby boy, Mom." I said, "I promise." I said, "I'm fine." I said, "Don't worry, everything will be fine." And so I said, "Really, Randall, the only thing I bought was extra batteries, some more water, and some more canned food, and that's about it." Because I barely used any supplies that I bought last year. So if you didn't use it last year, you can still use it. The only thing I used whenever my lights went out, Visions, for an hour and a half, was I cracked some glow sticks. I put some glow sticks in the bathroom so whenever I had to use the restroom, I wouldn't be like crapping or shitting or pissing in the dark. Excuse my language, but I was sitting there on the toilet like in the dark with some glow sticks, and then I used a flashlight. That was about it. So yeah. But thank God I didn't have to use any of that emergency supplies, and I didn't even get it that bad. Most people, like I said, I was out and about shopping today. I saw tarps on people's roof because they hadn't fixed it from what happened last year. They were trying to fix it because when a hurricane touches down, all pandemonium goes nuts, So I felt bad to those families that their house got hit. So I've just been sending prayers and blessings to the people that it affected their business, it affected their homes. Some people like they got killed and stuff like that. So I've been sending prayers and blessings, all day. So yeah. Dude, did you read my comment? Quit cursing. I did read your comment, Randall. I apologize. That's why I said I apologize for cursing. My bad. Yeah, I got you. You said I can't call, but we have to save cell phone battery. I'm okay. That's all you need to know. I'm glad you're okay, though, Randall. And I apologize for cursing. But yeah, I'm glad you're okay. Randall, when you can call, give me a call, buddy, because I definitely want to talk to you. I definitely want to hear from you. So, but tell your mom I said hi. And tell your mom I'm glad she's okay, and I'm glad you're okay, buddy. All right, next on the hall. All right. I got this really cool t-shirt. Bam. Nice. I got some Airwalk shoes, so I thought this Airwalk t-shirt would be most appropriate. I thought it was a pretty cool shirt. All right. Exactly. Another Fears-ism, Randall. I keep adding Fears-isms whenever I can, because I know you guys love the Fears-isms. Like, nerdage. Nerdage is one of my favorite Fears-isms. Like, most people would say, like, "Oh, I got some nerd merch or some nerd stuff." Nerdage. That's what I call it. Nerdage. I got some nerdage. All right, next t-shirt. This 100-year, this is the only thing I found at Goodwill today, Visions. So 100 years has passed. I'm a big Disney fan, so I got this shirt for like $1 at Goodwill. But slim pickings at Goodwill today. That's why I pretty much just called it a Walmart haul, because this was the only thing I found at Goodwill. But this was for $1. There it is. $1. Let's see. I enjoyed the few lembers in this stream. Lembers? Lember. Did I say, instead of remember, did I say lembers? Really? I didn't hear that. Maybe, did I? Sometimes, but the thing is, Vision, sometimes I speak so quickly. Like, instead of remember, it's lember. Like lember this, lember that. I don't remember saying that, but I guess I did. Well, there it is. There it is. You didn't come up with that one, so it doesn't count as a... Oh, no, Randall, I came up with Nerdage. Like, I don't care if any other person came up with Randall, but I've said Nerdage for the longest time. You know? I started saying that, Randall, like, not in college, but I started saying that, like, when I first started going to conventions way back when. Because the very first convention that I actually filmed at was in Missouri. Because back in the day, I thought I would get in trouble. My very first convention ever was 2010 Phoenix Comic-Con. I should have asked somebody, like, hey, do you mind if I, like, go around and get some footage, you know, for my vlog? Because that's when I started, like, vlogging and, like, putting videos up. Oh, no, the vlog came in 2015, but I started putting videos up around 2010. That's because I created my YouTube channel in 2008, 2009, something like that. But I thought, I didn't ask anyone because I thought, oh, well, if I start filming, I'll get in trouble, and they'll be like, oh, no, you can't film here, and they'll throw me out. So the first one, I just took a bunch of pictures, and I remember making a slideshow and putting that on my YouTube channel. But once I found out, they're like, oh, yeah, you can take as much pictures and videos as you want at a convention, I was going to town. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right. I'm like, well, now that I got permission, I'm going to film as much as I want, take as many pictures, and go nuts. So, yeah. It's all good. It's the Fierce charm. Is it, Visions? All right. I do talk very fast, though. I've heard people say that. To me, I don't think I talk that fast, but I think it's because I speak so fast, and then instead of remember, it's lember. Remember this? Remember that? Unless I pronounce it, then it's lumber. Remember this? But what I'm trying to say is remember. But it's all good. At least you guys don't hold it against me. It is. It's part of the Fierce charm. It's part of the Fierce isms. Lumber is a Fierce ism. Nobody else uses that term. Only you use that term. But Randall, that's one that I didn't mean to come up with that. It's because I speak too quick sometimes. Not all the time, just sometimes. But sometimes I'll be like telling a story and I'm like, remember this? You know, and it'll just pop out. What I'm trying to say is remember when this happened, remember when that happened. But sometimes it comes out way too fast. Remember? You know? And I do it unconsciously, you know? Like, I think I'm saying remember, but it comes out so fast. You guys are listening to it and you're like, no, Fears meant to say remember, but it came out as lember. But anyway, at least you guys don't hold it against me. Yeah, the same thing with maybe. I'm trying to say maybe, but I talk so fast that it's maybe, you know? You know, instead of maybe, it's Mamie. Mamie. But it's supposed to be maybe. It's the same thing. But at least you guys don't hold it against me. And I know you guys are just teasing. I can take a joke. But it is funny. Because now that, like, someone calls me on it, I'm like, oh, shit, do I say that? I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't mean to say that. Anyway. But no, Randall, I'm not mad at you. You're not mad at me. But I'm sticking to my guns here. I came up with Nerdage. I've been saying Nerdage forever. Like, literally, like, the first convention that I filmed that was in Missouri. I don't remember which. I think it was at one of my buddy Dave's Contamination Comic-Cons before he sold it. And I remember going up to Dave saying, hey, can I film here? And he's like, oh, Fierce, go nuts. Go buck wild. Film whatever you want. He goes, that's just more promotion for me. You know? All right. Next thing on the Walmart haul. I've been wanting to get this for a while. Visions, Randall, it wasn't the best movie, but I did enjoy some of it. So I had to get it on Blu-ray. There's parts of it that I like, and I've already watched this in the theaters, but I'm going to watch the Blu-ray. I'm going to review it for you guys. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. Randall, what was a movie that I just watched in the theaters? I got not just one collector's cup of it. I got 2 collector's cup of it. Again, I didn't like all of it, but I liked a lot of it. Some scenes, I was just like, oh, this is so stupid. Other scenes were great. I had to get it for the Batman footage alone, because I never thought I would see Michael Keaton as Batman again. Booyah! I got it. Flash. Again, the guy that plays the Flash, he's a great actor, but in his personal life, he is batshit crazy. Batshit crazy. They got a sexy girl to play Supergirl. God, she's so sexy. Look at her. Look at the sexiness of her. She is so hot. Fears would die a happy man if I got to hook up with some Supergirl. And then, Michael Keaton as Batman again. Look how pimp he is. Look how pimped out he is. And he goes, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And then, Joker's like, tell me, my friend, you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? It's just something that I ask all my prey, Well, you know what? Hey, Michael Keaton, you took down Jack Nicholson's Joker. He plummeted to his death off of, a 30-foot, or 30-story, tower or something, or 100 feet up or whatever, Randall, I forgot. What's this called? What's it called? What's Batman's plane called again? I forgot what this is called. But you see that in the film. Barbie, hilarious visions. I've yet to see Barbie. Maybe I should just, when it comes out on Blu-ray, I should just buy it, just for the pure hilarious sake of it. Visions. I don't know. It's just too pink. It's just too pink. I don't know. I may give it a go though. You said it's pretty funny, Barbie. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. The Batwing. That's right, the Batwing. That's right. So, again, most of this movie I liked. There was some parts I didn't like. And I don't condone this guy's behavior, because whenever he's not acting, he's pretty much out of his fucking mind. Excuse my language, but he is. He's into drugs and, kidnapping people and all sorts of crazy fucking madness. But he is a good actor. That's pretty much the only thing going for him. Because you read all these stories about him. I don't know what the fuck he's doing in his personal life, but obviously he's doing crazy shit in his personal life. Barbie is the highest growing movie of the year. Really? That's nuts, DVD Blu-ray guy. Anyway, shout out to DVD Blu-ray guy. I didn't acknowledge you in the chat. Now I am, because I was talking about other stuff. Jaws the Revenge. Oh, Yakov, I've already got Jaws the Revenge. Oh, yeah. I didn't, Cameo Man, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that Barbie was the highest grossing movie this year. Barbie rocked harder. Really? Wow. That's another movie I need to see, Visions. I haven't seen that one yet either. But anyway, I had to get this because all of the Batman scenes with Michael Keaton in it are groundbreaking, amazing, astounding. This guy, though, I'm telling you, he's a good actor, but he is batshit crazy out of his mind in his personal life. He needs to get his fucking priorities straight. If I was a high actor like him, it's a blessing that you're an actor. It's a blessing that you get to work on movies. And you're squandering it by acting like a goddamn fool. You know what I'm saying? He's acting like a fool in his personal life. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this guy, but anyway. That's right. I was talking about some George movies. You know why it's a top Fearsism? Is he has such an unusual last name, and it's so hard for me to pronounce it. So I know why you guys tease me. It's George Romero? I think Romero with an R. But I always call it George Marrero with an M. So yeah. Sorry, Randy's mom, you can't censor the Fears Man. Well, listen, Randy understands. Me and Randy have had a conversation about this, Visions. If I'm into a story, because Randall has called me on me cursing too much, and I've apologized to Randall. Randall understands. If I get really into a story, sometimes my ADD kicks in and I start cursing a lot. But I don't mean to curse a lot, I just get really into a story sometimes, and it just comes out. So Randall, I never mean to insult you or your mom. I hope I don't, because that's the last thing I want to do, Because I love Randy's mom. Randy's mom is like a second mom. I love my mom, of course, but, Randy's mom has been really nice to me. And I love Randall like a brother, of course, If you enjoyed watching the Barbie movie, would you wear a Barbie shirt? Well, I haven't watched it yet, D-Man. Speaking of D-Man, I hate to bring it up, but I love your squirrel videos. We need another John Fears looking for his acorns and his corn video. It must happen. It will happen. When will it happen? That's the question. When will it happen? Anyway. If Caesar would be spitting in his grave. But again, I know it's George Romero. It's just, he's got a weird last name. It's so hard to pronounce, So when I try to say it, sometimes it comes out all right. But yes, DVD Blu-ray guy, everybody else, I know that's a Fears-ism. I'm like, hey guys, did you see the newest George Romero movie? And then you're like, Fears. It's George Moreno, with an R, a hard R. But I say it with an M. It's a slip of the tongue. But I do my best. I do my best to pronounce his name right. But anyway, if you guys have not checked this out, check it out. I went and saw it in the theater, and I'll be honest, Visions, the only reason why I got a second collector's cup of this movie is because they lied to me. Oh yeah, Fears. Oh yeah, we'll have some Indiana Jones collector's cup. I was a little kid in the candy store. I couldn't wait, Yakov. I was like, where in the hell is my Indiana Jones collector's cup? Because I love movies. And I get there and they're like, oh no. We don't have any collector's cups of Indiana Jones. They didn't come in. And I said, but you told me when I went and saw this, there was going to be some. I asked way in advance. And I swear on my life, I swear on my dad, and so you guys know I'm telling the truth. I usually tell the truth these days, but I'm telling the extra truth. Visions, DVD Blu-ray guy, I know you guys are buddies. I swear on my life, the guy looked right at my face. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to have tons of Indiana Jones collector's cups. I get there, zero, nada, nothing. And I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. I'm like, I should break the guy's neck, Anyway, I didn't break his neck. But Fears got a little heated because I love Indiana Jones and I wanted the collector's cup. But at least they allowed me to get the shot. I was like, I don't care what they say. I'm like, I'll go to jail. I'm like, I am getting the shot of me getting some Diet Coke in my cup of Christ. Randall, I got the shot. At least I got that shot. I was like, well, if I'm doing an Indiana Jones movie review, reaction coming out of the theater, I was like, I'm putting some Diet Coke, or at least some Coca-Cola, some type of Coke product is going in that Holy Grail, And they said, hurry up and film it. And I said, all right, cool. So at least I got the shot. At least I got the shot. I love that hard R. I'm balling. Listen, I try my best. The original live-action Joker. Yeah, that's pretty good, Randall. I love that. And Jack Nicholson did such a great job. LOL, been busy, but it will happen. Oh, I know it'll happen, D-Man. Listen, nothing against your garden videos. I think it's cool that you and your wife do gardening. That's awesome. I'm glad you do gardening. But D-Man, you would get so many more views if you just kept doing those squirrel videos. Those squirrel videos make me lose my shit every single time I see them. Anyway, Fears thinks ballin' means laughing, but when it actually means weep or cry. Randall, the only reason why I think that is I'm not the creator of ballin'. That's all Trent. As soon as I met Trent, I asked him one time, I said, Trent, why do you keep saying you're ballin' and you're losing it? And he's like, oh, Fears, it's one of my Trent-isms. I went, all right, what does it mean? So I never said, I know what it actually means, Randall, but that's Trent's definition. And Trent's definition, he says, Fears, anytime like I'm laughing hysterically or anytime like I'm losing my mind over something or laughing over something, he goes, I'm fucking balling. I'm fucking losing it. So that was the first isms that I heard Trent say. I'm fucking losing it. I'm fucking balling. He always would say that. And then, of course, me being Trent's friend, I kept saying it. Then Eric said it. Then my buddy Tommy. And then my buddy Jesse. And we all kept saying it, you know. All right. Last thing on the haul. I saved the best for last, Visions. I saved the best for last. Here we go. What could it be? What could it be? What does Fears like to drink? Well, I like to drink coffee a lot, right? And Halloween is coming up. Does Fears have a Halloween-related mug? Not recently, until I went to Spirit, but I got this gem. I had 2 Visions. Oh, yeah! That's right. Now Fears can drink my coffee out of my jack-o'-lantern cup from Walmart. And how much was this? It was, oh yeah, $3.98. So not too bad. Not too bad. But I think it would make a great collection. I love getting nerd mugs, Halloween mugs. So now I've got, let's see. Well, I've got a lot of Jack Skellington mugs, but now I've got, this is the first jack-o'-lantern mug. Oh yeah. So there it is. So around Halloween time, Fears will be drinking nothing, coffee, nothing but Halloween stuff, you know? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at October 1st Visions. I'm going to watch at least one horror movie a day up until Halloween. So I'll review all the new stuff I do, and then I'll re-review all the Halloween stuff. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, there it is. Pretty awesome, right, Visions? Come on, admit it. This Halloween mug is pretty good. This jack-o'-lantern's pretty good. All right. No. If it is from a song, Cameo Man, Trent never acknowledged the song, Cameo Man. Trent, the first time I heard Trent say it, we were at a party, and he goes, Fierce. He goes, look at what that guy's doing over there. He goes, that guy is fucking hilarious. He goes, I'm fucking losing it over that guy. And I go, what is he doing? And he goes, Fierce, he's trying to do a keg stand, and he's doing it all wrong. He goes, I'm fucking balling over that guy. I'm fucking losing it. And I was like, what the hell does that even mean, Trent? And then that's when Trent told me. That's one of the first few times. I don't know if it's the first time I heard him say it, Randall, but it's one of the first times. We were at a high school college party. Because I went to community college before I went off to film school. And Trent went, I think, to the same... Did he go to the same... Oh, no, he didn't go to the same community college I went to, but his college was close to mine. And we were at a college party, and that's one of the first few times I heard him say it. I don't know if it was the first time I heard him say it, Visions, but it was one of the first few times. And he was laughing over this guy doing a keg stand wrong. He was like, Fears, that guy's not doing it right. That guy's making me fucking lose it. He goes, I'm literally like bawling my fucking eyes out over this guy. And I was like, it's not that funny, Trent. He goes, Fears, this guy's doing it wrong. I'm fucking losing my mind over this guy. I'm bawling. And I was like, what does that even mean? And so that's when he told me what it meant. That's one of the first few times I heard him say it. So yeah. Vision said, I came up with the word rat. Well, dude, that's a great word from the 80s, buddy. So good on you, Visions, for creating that. D-Man says, a pumpkin cup, very fitting for the Fears Man. Will there be a pumpkin carving video this year? Maybe, buddy. Well, listen, D-Man, I don't even know why those trolls gave me so much. Well, actually, I kind of know why they gave me some shit. Me and my friend Brian, it all stemmed from that pumpkin video. We were at the pumpkin patch, and Brian brought his son. And then Brian looked at me and said, Fears, you really get into Halloween? I went, oh yeah, I'm a big Halloween enthusiast. And I said, whenever you carve a pumpkin, up until that point, they didn't care. But it was the way I described it, D-Man. I was like, when you get a pumpkin, it has to be the right size, the depth, the color. And I went too much into the pumpkin. That's when all that, oh yeah, Fears, loves fucking pumpkins and da-da-da-da-da, all that stupid crap. And I was like, oh, you guys are stupid idiots. So that's why all that stuff started. But thank God they haven't brought that up in quite a long time. But that's where it stemmed from, D-Man. And I don't even care what they say. That's how it started, but that's died. But I love Halloween. That's why I was so serious about it. And I put up that carving video, and it got like 1,000 views. So it got a lot. I got a lot of views. So yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, this has been a great stream. Time to end the stream with the last topic. Top 10 things I've ever cooked. I'd say the best thing I've ever cooked. My dad taught me how to grill, and Eric showed me how to grill, but mainly my dad. I can make a mean steak on a grill. I can make a mean hamburger. Bratwurst I've cooked. Hot dogs. So I'd say hot dogs I've cooked on the grill. Hamburgers, steaks, bratwurst. So that's 4. For my senior class, I was in home ec, and my senior, I made a homemade pizza. That was our senior project in home ec. And they said you can pick whatever you want, but it has to be homemade from scratch. So I made a homemade pizza from scratch. Because I was like, well, I'm not that good of a cook. So I have to think of something simple. So I made a homemade pizza. And then in that home ec class, so this will be number 6, I made my favorite dessert. I made a carrot cake. My mom gave me my Aunt Mary's special recipe. Her God bless her soul. She's been passed away, my Aunt Mary, for quite a while, but before she died, she gave the recipe to my mom, and I attempted to recreate my Aunt Mary's carrot cake, and I pretty much got the cake right. I just didn't get the icing. The icing was real thin, and the icing's supposed to be thick, and it wasn't thick. It was thin icing, so I didn't get the icing right, but I still got an A because my teacher, I remember, she goes, well, Fears, even though you didn't get the icing right, she goes, icing on a carrot cake is usually real thick, but she goes, the cake is amazing. You get an A. So she goes, you did your Aunt Mary proud. And we had to name our meal in home ec, and I said, I'm just gonna call it Aunt Mary's classic carrot cake. And she goes, well, let's try Aunt Mary's classic carrot cake. And I got an A. So that would be number 6 that I made. Let's see. Vision said, I must have missed the pumpkin era. Oh, you did, Visions. That was way before your time. You know? It was just kind of ending as you were coming into the community, you know? But, oh, God, Visions. It was for years. Oh, Fears fucks this. Fears fucks that. Fears has sex with pumpkins. Oh, God, it was so bad. So, yeah. Ha, ha, ha. I thought you panned down because you had a pumpkin in your lap. Oh, no. No. No, if I would have did that, Visions, all hell would have broke loose. Now, I always knock on wood because I say it, and then I'm like, well, since I said it, I hope they don't restart it because I just brought it up, you know? So that's why I always knock on wood. Because for the most part, they've been kind of leaving me alone, you know? I leave them alone, they leave me alone. The universe rolls around. Excuse me, I burped. So, yeah. Yep. I enjoy the pumpkin carving video. Well, I haven't done one in a while, in fear of it may starting up again, you know? But I love Halloween, you know? You can't... I hate when they make fun of me of things that I'm passionate about. I love Halloween. I've always loved Halloween ever since I was a little kid. And they make fun of my passion for Halloween. Visions loves Halloween just as much as I do, if not more, you know? You know, that if Visions had a religion, it would be Halloween. Right? Am I right, Visions? I know you don't do religion, but if you had to have a religion, you said you and your girlfriend and your family go nuts over Halloween. So do I, you know? And I remember some fan wrote and said, well, Fears, aren't you like... Wait, how did the fan put it? He goes, Fears, you're kind of a hypocrite. He goes, you're a big Christian, but you love Halloween. I said, Christians have nothing against Halloween. I love Halloween, you know? You know? But I could see how some people would think I'm a hypocrite, but I'm not a hypocrite. I am a big Christian. I love God. I love Jesus. I love Christmas also, you know, the big guy's birthday. But I also like Halloween, you know? Anyway. I hereby dub this steak the Lord Fears steak. Oh, Lord. So, yeah. So, number 6 would be the carrot cake. Number 7, I I did make spaghetti and meatballs for my mom. It was my mom and dad's anniversary, and me and my brother came up with this idea to make my mom and dad, instead of them going out, I said, hey, Mom, Dad, I said, we're going to make you a meal, me and my brother, and I said, we're going to go upstairs, because we had already eaten, and I said, we want you guys to have a romantic dinner, and so my brother made garlic bread, and I made spaghetti and meatballs for my mom and my dad, because they kind of fell in love in England and in Italy, because they lived a portion of their life in Italy before my dad moved my mom over to America. So for a while they met in England. They met in Italy, lived in Italy for a little while. Then my dad lived in England for a while with my mom through his military service. And then he finally asked my mom. They got married in England. But back then, I don't think it's this way now, but back then, if you married a foreigner, you had to get married in their country and you had to get married in America. So my dad called Grandpa Fears and Grandma Fears and said, well, hey, I'm going to get married over here, but when I come back, let's have a small little wedding. And it's crazy, Visions, the same church that my dad got married in was the same church we had my dad's funeral in. Because my dad had that, my dad knew it was coming, so my dad made it easy for my mom and me and my brother. He wrote everything out before the cancer took over intensely. He wrote everything out. He goes, I want this music played at my funeral. I want these hymns played. And he goes, the only thing he didn't care about is he said, you guys and your mom pick out whatever casket. He goes, you guys can pick out whatever casket you want. And my mom was like, do you have a preference, a color? And he's like, no, just make it a nice one. He goes, not too expensive, because my dad was always worried about my mom and us. He goes, don't pay a lot for me, because my dad was selfless. My dad cared so much. Like me, I try to live by my dad's example. My dad cared so much about his friends and his family. So yeah. I guess the only thing I didn't like about my dad is whenever he had a lot of patience, but whenever he lost patience, it was bad. And then he had a temper sometimes. So I've inherited that from my dad. So I don't like that I get angry easy sometimes. It's gotten better over the years, Trust me, Visions, you wouldn't have wanted to be my friend when the community met Fears back in the day. Randall remembers. Randall, I'm surprised you're still my friend. Thank God you're still my friend. But, oh man, the crap I put Randall through and the crap that I put the community through. Literally any little tiny joke. I was like, yeah, fuck you. You're gone. You're gone. You're blocked. You're blocked. In one, I kid you not, Visions, in one live stream, I think there was only like 2 people left. I remember I was like, ding, 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 like blocking everybody down the row because it got so bad one time. It's not as bad. Every once in a while, some idiot will like try to, say a stupid remark, and I always tell people, if you don't bring shit to my lives, zero drama. I give people a warning. I'll time them out, and if they do it again, then I'm like, all right, I don't have time for this childish crap. Boom, you're gone. But man, back in the day, you couldn't tell Fears anything. I was like, I'm right, I'm always right, you're wrong, fuck you, I don't care what you have to say. So I've learned a lot, over the years. So now I'm just like, Fears, calm down, take a joke, don't get angry that easy, so. Boy, back in the day though, whoo! Visions, I guarantee you would have been, if you would have met Fears back in the day, you would have been like, oh, fuck this Fears guy, I want nothing to do with him. It was bad, Visions, so thank God I deleted all those videos from my channel. And I know some of the trolls have got them saved somewhere in the archives. So, Visions, you don't have to answer this. I'm sure someone at some point has shown you the old Fears. I know there's some old videos of me screaming and going nuts, on a live somewhere out there. But at least they're not on my channel anymore. Thank God. Because I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, I don't want this on my channel. I'm like, fuck this. So I took it all off. There was some on Fearsman26 and some on Fears Vlogs, but I tried to get. That was a long weekend. I remember I sat for a weekend. I was like, all right, I'm gonna block this, or not block. I said I'm gonna delete this. It was crazy. So I've learned a lot. Let's see. I need to get back to the chat here. Oh, hang on. Before I get back to the chat, let's finish the last topic. So I was on. Well, let's see. I was on 6. Wait, no. Was I on 6? Yeah, 6 was the carrot cake. 7, my grandma's. You know, like Visions, I've told you, as legendary as my Aunt Mary's carrot cake is, the other legendary thing that I've loved ever since I was a kid, my grandma's homemade biscuits and gravy. I tried to recreate it. I did all right, but I remember I was standing by my grandma, and I was like, Grandma, just walk me through it. Walk me through it. Because my grandma's like, well, you don't like to cook, John. I said, I know, but I said, I love your biscuits and gravy, Grandma. And I said, you've made it for me so many times. I said, how about I make it for you? And my grandma's like, my grandma is amazing. And God bless her soul. She's doing good, by the way. My mom sent me a new photo. Whenever she fell, she had like a purple mark from here, Randall, to here. My mom sent me a photo, guys. I forgot to tell you about this. Actually, I did tell you, but in case you didn't hear, my grandma's face is almost back to flesh tone. Thank God, because whenever I saw the photo, I was like scared. I was like, Mom, my grandma fell on her face, and I said, I thought the carpet would like cushion her fall, and my mom was like, well, John, she goes, remember, like grandma's getting old, and I said, I know, she's almost 90, and she needs to calm it down a little bit, And I said, I didn't think the carpet would do that much damage. She goes, well, when your body's that frail, John. I was like, yeah, that's true. So her face has gotten almost back to flesh tone, thank God. Because my mom sent me a photo a couple days ago, Visions. And thank God Grandma's almost back to normal. But, man, if you would have saw... I haven't posted it yet on Instagram. But I'm thinking about it. I may post the picture or I may not. But we'll see. I haven't decided if I'm not. Because my grandma's almost back to normal. But if you would see the photo, it was bad. Or I think I showed it to you guys. I think I did. I can't remember if I showed it to you or not. But you guys don't need to see it. It was bad, man. Oh, my Lord. It was bad. All right, let's see. So I attempted to recreate my grandma's biscuits and gravy. And my grandma, I remember, she said, you almost got it perfect, John. She goes, it needs a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. But she's like, besides that, I'm sorry, not salt. She goes, it needs a little bit more pepper. But she goes, besides that, she goes, it's pretty good. So I did. My grandma honored, justice of her biscuits and gravy, though. If you've never had biscuits and gravy, I'm sure you all have. But you haven't had biscuits and gravy until you've tried Grandma Fierce's biscuits and gravy. Oh, it's legendary. It's so good. So good. So that would be number 7. Number 8, I've helped my mom a handful of times with Thanksgiving dinner. And then, so that would be number 8. Number 9, probably whenever me and Casey were dating, we made homemade tacos one night, so I helped her make that. So that was pretty good, and she gave me an A+ on that. And then, so that would be number 8. And then number 9, we made Chinese food together. That was cool. So that would be number 9. And then number 10, I remember I was at, anytime you go to church camp, they always want you to do some type, like in the middle of the week, we always do some charity for, for the community. So I remember one year, in Missouri, we never know what the charity is, Visions and everybody else. So I remember one year, this was like one of the first few times I was a counselor, because when you get to a certain age, you can't be a camper anymore. And I remember I just completed my CIT training, which is called Counselor in Training, if you guys know what that is, but now you know. Excuse me. And then I remember my teacher came up to me and said, hey, Fierce, you just completed the training. So she's like, this year, it'll be your first year at camp as a counselor. And I went, oh, nice. Excuse me. That went down the wrong way. Oh, Lord. So I remember I get there, and I said, hey, what's the charity that we're doing this year? She goes, Fierce, the kids are going to love it. And I said, well, let's hear it. She goes, I'm only supposed to tell, like, the main manager. I said, I'm a counselor. I said, I'm not going to tell the kids. She goes, all right, don't tell the kids. So I remember me and the managers of the camp and all the other counselors, we had a big meeting. And she goes, well, I wasn't going to tell you this, but she goes, a few counselors have asked me. She goes, on Wednesday, we're going to take a bus to Six Flags St. Louis, which it's not really in St. Louis. It's about an hour and a half away from St. Louis, but they call That's the biggest theme park in Missouri. It's Six Flags. So she said, we're going to spend 2 days at Six Flags. And she goes, we're going to make waffles for everybody at the waffle. I forgot what the name of it was. I think it was like the Waffle Stop. I don't even know if that waffle place is still in. It was one of the places that you could get food. And she said, for 2 days, we're going to work inside their kitchen. So I made waffles with the powdered sugar on it, so that was kind of cool. And they taught us how to make it from scratch, so that was kind of cool. And we got free food, so and we didn't have to eat the waffles on our lunch breaks. They said, "Here's a coupon." They said you can go to any restaurant you want since you guys are here doing it for charity. So I took, and I remember exactly what I got. The first day I went to this place. I don't remember where in Six Flags, but on my break, I rode some roller coasters for the first half of my break. The other half, I went to this restaurant. I got some really good chicken tenders with French fries. That was the first day. The second day, I went to another place in Six Flags. I don't remember the restaurant, but I got it was huge. I got a big hamburger with French fries, and that's what I got. And then I rode some more rides the second day. So that was pretty cool. So I'd say those are the top 10 things Fears has ever made. From scratch, Well, we're almost down to Z Coffee, and you guys know what that means. That means once the coffee's done, it's time to end the stream. But let me catch up with the comments before I go. But it's been a good stream. But everybody that lives in Florida, may God be with you. Sending blessings, sending prayers. Hopefully, they said that the hurricane's supposed to touch down later on tonight at around 11 or 12. So we'll see if I'm going to work. As far as I know, my boss hasn't texted me. He said, Fears, because I thought I was in deep shit, Visions. Because Visions wrote me and said, Fears, I hope you're okay. I hope you don't get fired. And I said, I should be okay. I said, my boss is really reasonable. Visions, I don't know if you heard, because you didn't come late in the stream, but you came a little bit later. I called him the night it happened. I said, listen, I had every intention of coming into work. I said, I know. I said, I wasn't feeling good Monday and Tuesday. I needed those days to rest. I was puking my brains out. I don't know what the fuck happened. Just my Crohn's got kicked into overdrive, and it was kicking my ass and then some. Anyway, yeah, I know, Fears, because I know you have the occasional attack. I said, yeah. And he goes, but he goes, what's going on with Wednesday morning? I said, I had every intention of coming in this morning for work. I said, I went out. I tried to turn my key. The battery would not kick over. I said it was dead. I said I tried it like 25 times. I tried to work on my car for at least 25 minutes, Visions, and it wasn't going anywhere. And I was like, oh, great. So I had to get all of my stuff out of my car because I always bring in like some water bottles, to drink while I'm working at work. I always bring, if I have to, they always have this little bracelet that you wear, and you basically take the scanner and you hook it onto the bracelet. So you're not always grabbing the scanner, because you wear a scanner on your finger, and there's a little button that you push with your thumb. So you just, like literally, if this was the package, you grab the package off the conveyor belt, you scan it with your thumb like that, and then you load it into the truck. And then once you scan it, the thing that's on your wrist, you push a button to make it go into the system. And once you hear a little click, like it'll scan, it'll go beep. So then it's scanned. I put it in the truck, and then I look at the thing, and I push enter on the scanner, and then you hear this boop boop boop, and then that means it's fully into the system. So they check it twice to make sure you didn't that you didn't forget to scan it. So you scan it, goes beep, and then literally the second sound is boop 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 like that, and then it's in the system. So I took all that stuff out of my car, and I was like, oh God, here we go. Now I'm gonna miss a fucking third day. And I was like, I better call them. So I called not just my manager, I called my head manager, and then I called the main manager, or one of the main managers of the factory. And he goes, yeah, Fears, usually you're here all the time. And he goes, so something must be, horribly wrong. I said, it is. I said, I hate missing work. I like to make as much money as possible. I said, money's tight right now as it is, with all this hurricane shit. And he said, yeah, get your car fixed. It's fine, Fears. I'll tell your head manager. Everything will be fine. Because I was like, well, I've already missed now 3. I said, I don't want to lose my... He goes, Fears, you're not going to lose your job. He goes, things happen. He goes, just be here on Thursday. I said, I will be there. I said, even if I have to Uber. I said, if something, crazy happens to my car again, I said, I'm going to just Uber to work. But I said, it shouldn't be a problem. I said, I got a new battery for my car. I said, I've been driving. I said, I'm going to drive and get Hurricane. He goes, yeah, drive your car a little bit the next day to make sure everything's fine. I texted him today, Visions, and said, everything's fine. I said, I got my car fixed. I got a new battery. It cost $148. That's $148 down the drain. Rad. Awesome. That could have been $148 that I saved, but no, fucking battery died. Cheers for that. Awesome. If it's not one thing, it's another thing, right, guys? Oh, Lord. And then I texted my boss and said, hey, my car's running fine. I just went to Walmart and got a bunch of hurricane supplies. Everything's good. And he's like, all right, Fears, I'll see you tonight at work. And I was like, all right. I said, as far as I know, I'm coming into work. So by God, I'm going into work tonight. So yeah. All right. I'm going to catch up with these comments and then I'm going to call it at night because I still haven't had dinner yet. So yeah. And I need to take a shower. All right. Yakov says Halloween should not be celebrated. Oh, come on, Yakov. It's a great holiday. It's a great holiday. Come on. It's a fun holiday. I wouldn't consider Halloween wicked. I think it's a harmless holiday. So yeah. Vision says, I just remembered a video of you walking in on your dad pooping. No, it wasn't my dad, Visions. Visions, what you're thinking of is, it wasn't my dad. Me and Carrie went to this Limp Mansion, it's one of the most haunted places in downtown St. Louis. I've told this story before. The Limp family owned Limp Brewery, and the reason why the Limp Brewery went under is a bunch of people in their family, if not all their family. I know some cousins are still alive, but the main Limp family, for some reason they got depressed, and someone, like the father, committed suicide. Well, all the family got really, depressed, and then the wife committed suicide. Then their children committed suicide, and then they turned their Limp Mansion into a hotel / dining. So me and Carrie did the ghost tour and we had lunch there. And I was filming and I said, do you mind if and it's a massive mansion in downtown St. Louis. It has like 4 stories to it. So it's a huge mansion, but it's not like wide. It's like tall. So they had many rooms. So I was just filming everywhere, Visions. And as I said, oh, well, let's check out the bathroom. I opened the door and there's this big fat guy with like jeans and overalls, and he had his overall jeans like down to his ankles. And I went, whoa! And I didn't mean to walk in because I had no idea, but I should have knocked, but I didn't think anyone was in there because I didn't hear anyone, I didn't see anything, and I said, hey, let's check out the bathroom. So I was given like a mansion tour, and I opened the door. And he's doing his business, and he's like, whoa, somebody's in here. I went, oh, my bad, man. And I closed the door real quick. And I was like, wow. Because he was huge. Like, over 300 pounds. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of didn't want to see that. But no, it wasn't my dad, Visions. It was just some random guy. And what made it even worse is that guy actually worked at the Limp Mansion. He was like the maintenance guy or whatever. And I guess he was just taking a break and just using the restroom. So I remember as me and Carrie are leaving, I said, hey, man, I'm really sorry. I said, I didn't hear you. I didn't mean to walk in on you. He went, oh, no, it's fine. He goes, I should have locked the door. I said, I should have knocked. But I said, I didn't think anybody was up on the 4th floor. Mostly everybody was like down on the 1st and 2nd floor, because on the 1st floor is where you come in, and they had a dining room in there, and you could eat lunch in there and dinner, and you can actually stay the night. It's like it's kind of not really a bed and breakfast. It's half a ghost tour, half a hotel, and half a restaurant. It's like 3 halves. They do all that there. That's what they've turned it into. And he goes, oh, it's not a big deal, man. I said, I really didn't mean to walk in on you. I said, I'm very sorry. I said, I don't like it when people walk in on me. I said, when you're trying to do your business. He's like, it's fine. He goes, I would have thought it was weird if you would have kept looking at it. I said, well, I'm not going to keep looking at you. I said, that's why I closed the door super quick. But I felt so bad. I was like, oh, God, I walked in on some fucking guy. But yeah, so definitely wasn't my dad, Visions. That's the only thing. You got most of it right. It was just some random guy that worked at the Limp Mansion. So yeah. So yeah. Anyway, let me scroll down here. I love the waffle stop. Oh, Tam Mom, are you from Missouri? Do you know which place I'm talking about in Six Flags? I don't even know if it's still there because I haven't went to Six Flags St. Louis in a long time. It's been a minute. It's been a while. It's been a minute. So yeah. Anyway. Well, no, Visions. I tried to turn the key 25 times. It wasn't a full battery. It was dead. Because when the guy pulled it out, he went, he goes, you must have left a light on or something. He goes, or it could have been a bad battery. He really didn't know. He goes, when I tested your battery, there wasn't. He goes, it was fully drained. You got to jump, and it charged a little bit to get to AutoZone. Because I asked him, I said, did I drain it when I was turning the key? He goes, no. He goes, you had no chance of it turning over last night. He goes, it was fully dead. And he goes, the only way you got here was because you got to jump, and it charged it enough to get you to AutoZone. So he said it wouldn't have mattered how many times you turned it over, because after the 20th time, I was like, I'm done. And I was like, well, now I can't get to work, so it sucked. So that was the only thing that was wrong with it, Visions, because as soon as I got a jump, the car turned on right away. Because I thought, well, maybe it's not just the battery. I said, maybe it's the engine or something. And my neighbor said, Fears, he goes, this is how it works. And I already knew this because my dad taught me. He said, if it still doesn't turn over after I get you a jump, that means it's the battery and the engine. He goes, if it turns over after I give you a jump, then it's just the battery. And as soon as I turned the key, Visions, it popped right on. It only took a second for it to turn on. And then my neighbor was like, oh, it's the battery, Fears. He goes, at least you got to jump. He goes, keep it running for 20 minutes. He goes, sit in your car for 20 minutes. He goes, and then wait till AutoZone opens. And AutoZone opened at 7:30. And I went outside and I caught my friend about to go to work. I said, hey, man, I said, do you think you can give me a jump real quick? And he goes, oh, yeah, Fears, I got plenty of time. He goes, I always go into work early and have a cup of coffee. He goes, I don't start work until 8:30. He goes, but it takes me a good 25 minutes. He goes, I got enough time to give you a jump. I went, oh, dude, I'm like, you're a lifesaver. I said, I really appreciate that, man. He's like, yeah, no worries. He's like, he goes, you've helped me out with the jump before. I said, I have. I said, I remember a year ago, I said, you had to have a jump. I said, I got my jumper cables out. I said, do you want me to grab mine? And he goes, no, I got some, Fears. He goes, you're going to have to put it in neutral because I have my car in a parking lot facing a wall. He said, Fears, just put it in neutral and push the car back enough where it's like right up against mine. So his car was here, and I just rolled my car out to about there. And he went, all right, put it in park, Fears. And then he just put the jumper cables on, and I got to jump. And he went, oh, Fears, it turned on right away. So it's your battery. He goes, just hightail it to AutoZone, have them rip out the old one, put a new one in, and that was pretty. It only took like maybe not even 20 minutes. I'd say 15 to 20 minutes because they had hot brewing coffee at AutoZone. He goes, hey, do you want some coffee while I'm putting in your new battery? I went, oh, I'm like, that would be great. And he goes, yeah, it's in the back. He goes, just grab a white styrofoam cup. I went, oh, thanks, man. And I said, hey, how long do you think it'll take to install the new battery? He goes, 15, 20 minutes. He goes, not that long. I went, oh, perfect. And then the guy even brought up, or actually he asked me, Vision. He's like, hey, he goes, are you preparing for the hurricane? I said, right after you put the new battery in, I'm hightailing it to Walmart to get some supplies. I told him, I said, I have a lot of supplies that I didn't use last year. So I said, I'm just going to pick up a few new things, and that's it, you know. And he's like, oh, so you're almost set. I said, pretty much. I said, I'm just going to get some extra batteries and some more food and just a little bit more water. I said, I have a lot of water in my fridge. He goes, yeah. He goes, you can't have too much water when it comes to a hurricane. He goes, get a little bit extra. I said, yeah, I will. I said, I'm going to probably get a couple of jugs, and I said I should be good. So it wasn't too bad. Thank God, you know. Hope you're secure and safe during the hurricane. Well, let's hope, Yakov. Let's hope. Like I said, it rained a lot today. And the wind was crazy. But I haven't heard any rain in quite a while, so I should be fine. But I checked my weather app before I started the stream, and they said it's supposed to touch down around 11 or 12. So right before I have to go to work, because I have to go into work tonight at 3:30. So when I texted my boss, Visions, he said, Fears, we'll play it by ear with the hurricane. He goes, if you get here and then the hurricane starts, he goes, we may not send anyone home and we may just stay in the factory. He goes, if it gets too crazy, he goes, I'll just text you and be like, Fears, don't even come in. The hurricane started. Just stay home. So it's going to be up to my boss, but I texted him and he goes, as far as I know, Fears, so far so good. You know, come in. I went, all right. I said, if anything changes, you text me. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, if anything changes, I for sure will text you. And I went, okay, great, cool. I'm like, just keep me updated. So, fingers crossed. I'm sure I'll be fine, Yakov. Everything will be good. I'm sure, yeah. So, yeah. Yep. Vision says, okay, nice. Yeah, see, it was just the battery, Vision, so we're good. Oh, man. Do you own any tools? I do, Visions. I do. I've got some tools in my that my dad gave me and my dad bought me. Half of my tools are in Missouri. I haven't had a chance to bring them down. And then when I moved down here, my dad bought me some more tools. So I've got some tools in my closet. I've only had to use them a handful of times, so not too bad. Oh, that's another Fears-ism, Randall. Lightsaber. But I mean, I pretty much almost get that one every single time. Lightsaber. Yeah. I didn't drain it, Yakov. I didn't drain it. It was already drained. Like when they pulled out my battery, they said, Fears, it wouldn't have mattered if you turned it over 100 times, 200 times. He goes, you were wasting your time last night. He goes, I checked your battery. He goes, it was fully drained. He goes, it just sat there. Because it was working last Sunday. When I went to Church Visions, it was fine. But I've had my car sit in that parking lot all of Monday, all of Tuesday, because I didn't go anywhere because I was sick. All Monday, all Tuesday. This morning was the first time I tried to turn it over. So he said, it probably died after you got home from church. That's what the AutoZone guy said. He goes, I can't be for sure when it died. He goes, but it died somewhere between. He goes, did it drive fine? I said, yeah. I said, I went to church. I came back on Sunday. Everything was fine. He goes, yeah. He goes, so probably when you got home, at some point on Sunday, it probably died. And he goes, now it's been sitting there for 2 days. He goes, did you go anywhere? I said, no. I said, I've been sick for 2 daes. And I said, he goes, yeah, so it probably just been sitting there draining, and it's probably been dead for 2 days straight. So I didn't drain it, Yakov. He said, that's why when you turn it over, or try to turn it over, nothing happened. He goes, did you hear a bunch of clicking noises? And I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, that means it's fully drained. So I was taking the guy's word, Visions and Yakov. He said it was completely dead. He goes, I'm surprised, it even fired up. I said, I got a jump from a buddy. And he was like, well, he goes, at least you got it charged enough to get it here. He goes, but it's fully drained. He goes, I'll give you a good price. He goes, it'll take me 20 minutes to rip out the old one, put in a new one. I went, 20 minutes is fine. Take your time. I got all the time in the world. Go for it, So, yeah. Fears owns a riding lawnmower. A riding mower. No. My dad does, Randall. I don't cut the grass here. The maintenance people do that. So, yeah. I don't know what you're on about, buddy. I definitely don't cut my grass here. There's not much grass to even cut. Like, there's grass, like, outside this door, and that's about it. But I don't cut the grass, so Randall, I don't know what you're on about. I used to cut the grass at my dad's house. You know, at the mansion. At the mansion, it was a big yard. I used to ride that riding lawnmower and cut the front, cut the back. And actually, it was a lot of fun because it was a riding lawnmower. So it was kind of like riding a go-kart. I actually enjoyed cutting that grass because it was a big yard. All right, there it is. No more coffee. So that means we have to end it. But, so I don't know what you're on about, Randall. I don't cut the grass here. I think you're remembering the old school days at the mansion. Lord Fears Manor. I did cut the grass there. Because my dad was getting older, my mom was getting older, so I said, well, I don't mind cutting the grass for you guys. And I did it for free. My dad's like, I'll pay you to do it. I was like, no. I said, Dad, I'll do it for free. It's fine. Anyway, I'm taking off, but that's been a great stream, as always. As always, I appreciate you guys giving your likes, giving your comments, giving your viewpoints on everything. Big shout out to the fans. A lot of stuff is coming. A lot of stuff is coming. More vlogs as soon as I get off my ass and edit something. When, I don't know. But a lot of vlogs are coming. The P.O. Box is coming at the end of September. Oh, yeah. So then you guys will be able to send your fan letters. All that stuff. Hopefully Randall can help me make... Randall, I told people I am going to open up a P.O. Box. Because I took Vision's advice. He was like, well, Fears... He goes, I know you're scared. He goes... I told Vision, I said, Randall, I said, I'm scared that hopefully somebody doesn't send me anything psycho. You know, I said, I know the loving and loyal fans will send normal stuff, but I said, I'm being honest. I'm not even kidding. I'm a little afraid of what the trolls will send. But I said, I'm going to make it quite clear. They're wasting their time and their money if they send anything because it will not see the light of day if it's anything trolly, you know. And then someone said, well, Fears, if you do get any troll mail, you should burn it in that barbecue pit close to your... Because there's a barbecue pit in that park close to my... I said, oh, yeah. I said, I'll burn it. I said, that'll be funny. I said, I'll burn it and put it in the video. But I said, as far as putting, like, troll mail, like, in a video and reading it, I said, I don't want any negative vibes. So they'd be wasting their time and their money if they sent anything. So, but I took Vision's advice. Visions was like, well, Fears, you don't know until you try. It's like the same thing with the merch. So we'll see how well the P.O. Box does. And if it does well, then at some point I want to make a merch website and sell my own merch. Because it would be nice to make some money on the side, you know, because I don't know how much money I'm going to make with this Super Chat stuff. But that would be kind of nice to have my own Fears merch. Because I would wear my own Fears merch. Picture a black shirt, Visions, with white letters, bung, across it. Then the next one, maybe a blue shirt with yellow words, chung. You know, and then I would put the Fears isms on the shirt. I think the better question is why wouldn't I wear this shirt? That needs to be another shirt that either I'll make or Visions makes. Like, big yellow shirt, bright yellow Visions, or blue, doesn't matter. Yeah, I think it would look more hilarious if it was yellow, and then in big blue letters. I think the better question is, why wouldn't I wear this shirt? Why wouldn't I wear this shirt? Right across it. That'd be great. But, Randall, I told Visions the shirt that has to get made. Either I'll have Vision, I'll commission it, and have Visions make it for me, because Visions does take commissions. So either I'll make it on my merch site whenever I open it up, or I'll have Visions commission it for me. Randall, we have to get Quentin back. It'll be, just to see it, stewing. He'll be so mad. Shout out to being a spoiled rich kid, even though I'm not a spoiled rich kid. But he thinks I am, but I'm not. But I would wear it with pride. Oh, Randall, it would get him so mad. But like, what? Fears, that's bullshit. That was my idea. You know, you can't do that. I'm like, oh, hey, fuck you, Quentin. I can do whatever the hell I want. Shout out to being a spoiled rich kid. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, God, he would be stewing so mad. It'd be great. Anyway. There was one little drop left of coffee, so there it is. Anyway, I'm taking off, but Visions, I think that shirt must be made one day. Either Visions will make it and surprise me one day after I buy a bunch of merch, or I'll have it commissioned. Either way, it's getting made. Most likely, I'll have him commission it, you know? Because I had him commission the Fears Vlogs mug, which, by the way, Visions, I love that mug. It came out better than I even imagined it in my mind. It was so good. So, shout out to being a spoiled rich kid. Shirt is coming. And since he's such a prick, Quentin, he'll never admit it, but I know he'll be stewing over it. I'm like, oh, that motherfucker Fierce, he actually made it, and I was trying to make fun of him, you know, for that, and then he flipped it on me. He'll never admit, but back in his mind, he'll be like, oh, man, I wish I would have thought of that. So, yeah. So, that is coming. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Hope you can survive the hurricane unscathed, fellas. I hope so, Visions. I hope so. I think we'll be all right. You know, Randall's safe with his mom, and Randall, whenever you get I know you can't call me now, but call me the minute you can, buddy, and let me know. I just need to hear your voice, man. I know you're okay with your mom. You guys are safe and sound. And Randall said him and his mom drove ages away, and they're in a hotel. So I was like, well, good. At least you're out of the battle zone, you know? Because I read online, Visions. Well, they said this last year. They said last year was supposed to touch down in Tampa, and it changed. It switched directions. It only hit Tampa a tiny bit last year, and it hit a lot in like Destin and Fort Lauderdale, and it hit a little bit in Orlando. You know, so yeah, Facebook me, Randall. Call me on Facebook right after this is done. I forgot about that, Randall. Yeah, call me on Facebook, buddy. And then this year it said it's supposed to hit Orlando and Tampa, but we'll see. We'll see, Visions, because last year it said it was, oh yeah, it's going to hit Tampa really bad. It only hit Tampa a little bit, and it hit Daytona a lot last year, and Destin and Fort Lauderdale, and a little bit of Orlando. So it can change at any waking moment. But I'm sending prayers and blessings to everyone. They said it's supposed to hit in Georgia, Louisiana, Florida. So anyone that lives in Florida or around Florida, I'm sending prayers and blessings and good vibes. Hopefully it doesn't attack your house. Hopefully nobody dies. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. Nothing. Zero. You know, all of a sudden, hopefully Fears doesn't go and take a nap, and then all of a sudden I wake up at like 2 o'clock about to go into work, and, you know, the fucking roof is gone, you know. Hopefully everything will be all right. So they said it's supposed to come in tonight, Visions, late tonight, somewhere around 12 or 1, so we'll see. It's already 10, so we'll see. And then it's supposed to go into Friday and a little bit into the weekend, but hopefully by Sunday it'll be all done and over with. So we'll see. All right, I'm taking off, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs, right now, what you're watching. Check out FearsMan26 on the old TikTokage. That's another Fearsism. TikTokage. And Fears loves you. Fears cares about you guys. I really do. And time for some plugs. Follow my buddy Randy. Lord Randall at Cameo Man 2021 and his second channel, Part Deuce, the Mayor of O Magic. That's right. He is the master of horror. I mean, he's the master of magic. Visions is the master of horror. That's right. Randall, do that magic, buddy. You know at a strip club, you know, you're like going like that with the money. Randall does the same thing with his cards, but at those Hooter vlogs. So Randall, picture Randall doing a magic trick, and then he's like, hey, Hooters chick, get over here. And he's, you know, with the magic cards, and the magic cards are flying off the girl's buttocks, Visions. Like he's going like that with the magic cards, and they're hitting the hot, sexy Hooter ladies. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Randall. That's right. But follow my buddy. Follow my pal. Give Randall some likes, some comments, some views, because Randall has been rocking out the content recently. It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Anyway, and as always, follow Richie Wright, the challenge master. Richie, I've got a new challenge for you. Don't just down one bottle of barbecue sauce. Down 4 or 5. Try to down as many barbecue sauce bottles as you possibly can. That's the next challenge. Richie says, stay safe, Fears, from the storms that you're getting. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. You stay safe too, Richie. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your friendship and your constant support, buddy. I appreciate that. But Richie, next challenge, down as many barbecue sauce bottles as you possibly can. I mean, barbecue sauce after barbecue sauce after barbecue sauce. Go for it. So anyway, I'm taking off. Last but not least, follow Visions. Lord Visions, King of the Goths, Master of Horror. Visions, I will put down Martin. Martin was pretty crazy. That was a pretty cool trailer. You know? Some young, blood-sucking vampire that's got, like, emotional issues. I'm adding it to the list. I'm going to add it to the list as soon as this stream is done, but I will add it to the list. But follow Visions, Lord Visions, at www.exhumvisions.com. And as always, buy some cool shit. Why? Because Visions makes some pretty cool shit. And he's my buddy, and he's my pal, and yeah, do it now. Now. Not in 5 minutes, not tomorrow. Do it now. All right, this is Fears, signing off. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys, and hopefully I don't die in this hurricane.